Maybe. What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday, motherfuckers. Welcome to It's kind of a new show here on the network. This is going to be, I think, when Bill and I get a while, burr up our asses, and decide that we want to collaborate together and do a show together. This is a shot of nonsense. So this is our part-time show here on the network. Whenever, like I said, whenever Bill and I want to fuck around on a night where nothing else is going on. You guys know me by now. I'm Glick. We got Bill in the house from Another Shot Podcast. Make sure you guys are following them if you're not already. They are everywhere. Ugh. And of course, you guys know me and the network, Nonsensical Network. You can find us everywhere, all at the Nonsensical Network, or you can simply run right on over to bio.link/a nonsensical network. All them links are there. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a listen, and don't forget to check out our merch as well. So tonight,
I'm still looking for your G-string.
It's in the mail, just like my royalty checks are apparently.
Covers up the magical mangina.
Yes, a magical, wondrous man cave. Anyways,
always unpredictable. Never know what's going to be said.
Yeah, it's
the worst thing you can do is put alcohol in front of us and put me and you in the same room together.
Especially on the Nonsensical Network, because we're known for the shenanigans and the fuckery and the tomfoolery. Oh, damn. I didn't use that word last night when I made my... Anyways. So, yeah, new show, newish kind of show here. It'll just kind of happen whenever Bill and I decide to get together and do something. It's a shot of nonsense, or when we partner up with the guys and do something with the guys over in Another Shot. Tonight, however, we're going to do like a redo of what we tried to do a couple weeks ago. We're going to do a redo of our Halloween special. So if you listened a few weeks ago, you might hear some of the same stuff you already heard. You might hear some new stuff. We're basically going to be talking some ghosts, some haunted locations in our areas, specifically to our areas. And then we'll dive into some paranormal experiences as well, personal paranormal experiences. Now, it is an open panel. I'm dropping that link right now. It should be in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. So you guys, if you want to come up and take part and hang out and share some stories, whether it be local haunts or that, what in the hell? Okay. Local haunts or paranormal or some personal experiences or whatever, you are welcome to pop in here and hang out with us. All you got to do is click that link right over there in the chat. I did throw it up on our Facebook page. I know I said that we were going to take a break from the Facebook page for a while, focusing on the old YouTube channel, but tonight's it's a little different tonight. So I said, to hell with it. Threw it up there on Facebook. If you are watching on Facebook, feel free to jump on over on the YouTube channel if you'd like. I personally think YouTube is a better way to watch, but that's me. That's where I watch all my podcasts and stuff that I listen to is on YouTube.
I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, like when I'm trying to follow, because I mean, my messenger messes up on here. I don't know why, but I end up watching it on Facebook. And now that we're able to do both Facebook and YouTube, you know, they can watch from both. I personally like Facebook better. I don't know why. It just seems like it, you know, the messages go through. It seems like a little faster. I don't know. I guess it's personal preference on that one.
Yeah, it's personal preference. I mean, I like Facebook. Don't get me wrong. I think the delay is just a tad bit longer on Facebook. So sometimes you get a message and it'll be like, it was like 20 minutes ago. What are you talking about? So, nonetheless, go ahead and I think I don't know. Obviously, for me, this is my favorite time of year. I love the quote unquote spooky season. I'm really big into the paranormal, so this is for me. There's a way to it's a guilty pleasure, I guess you could call it, and it's a way for me to kind of dive into a world that I don't get to dive into with the rest of the guys, because they're all like, they treat me the same way when I bring up ghosts and stuff that I treat them when they bring up Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Cars. so,
But what's fun about
so
ghosts though is like there's that uncertainty. I mean, it's one thing that has been, it can't be proven or disproven. So there's the mystique on that one.
yeah, I mean,
there's so many different ways you can go with it. I mean, there's I know we don't like to touch on this, but I mean, even from a biblical sense, it would make sense that there are ghosts. So I mean,
yeah,
there's been scientific, proof, but there's been scientific, debunks. Again, that's the aura of it. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love everything wrapped up in it. There's part.
And seeing as how somebody's already blown up my messages, I did a partial shot like I normally do, and the rest of it is Sprite and Dr. Pepper tonight. So I'm going to be good to go. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, there is no definitive proof as to whether or not the paranormal is real or fake, or if ghosts exist or if they don't exist. And it doesn't matter whether it's a Christian belief or whatever your religious belief is. There's constant crossover with ghosts or spirits or whatever. So you can't say that you believe in God that you don't believe in the ghosts.
Well, that's the thing, though. See, it's not just the Christian religion. I mean, across all the different religions, there's ghosts. I mean, there's the paranormal is involved. So I mean, no matter how you spin it, I mean, there's something that can back it. And personal experiences are always a good thing too.
And sometimes, and I realize this, and even though, and I'll say this before we get in, and we'll get into that topic here down the road tonight. Even though I'm a quote unquote believer, when I go into certain situations, I try to turn my skeptic brain on so that I don't allow my belief or anything like that to cloud my brain, because sometimes some people are easily what's the word I'm looking for, susceptible to influence. I watched a scary movie and now my house is haunted. No, it's not. You just watched a scary movie.
I fell asleep and all of a sudden I'm floating. He's gonna hate me for that one.
Hey, I didn't say anything. I'm just saying, sometimes you psych yourself out, especially, if you, like I'm a huge fan of, and I haven't got to do it a lot in recent years. I'm hoping to get back into it. If you're into visiting haunted locations, sometimes our mind plays tricks on us. We psych ourselves out, and we think every when the wind blows or a branch breaks or crickets or whatever, we think you're automatic. Oh, that's a ghost. You turn into Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures. Everything's a ghost and everything's a demon, and you don't want to be a douchebag like Zach Baggins. Yeah, I called you.
But that's also the power of suggestion for you too. So I mean, your mind can easily be altered. Now we're talking about the stuff that can be, this explains, you believe what you want to believe, you see what your brain tells you to see. If I say, oh, you can hear, if you use the voice box and you can hear ghosts, guess what? You're going to hear something.
Mm-hmm. I heard it say it wants to touch my wiener. I don't think that's what it said, but okay. Anywho, Bill, you said you were a little bit more prepared tonight. Do you want to start off the night with some local haunts or local legends from, I know you're in PA. It doesn't necessarily have to be right there in your backyard, your city. I don't know what kind of stories revolve around Grove City. I'll tell you what, when I was looking stuff up, the only thing that popped up for you guys was just for your city specifically, was there's what is it, a museum or something
over in
down by
Mercer.
campus?
And yes, this I was trying to dumb it down as much as possible, but the Harmony, let's see, the group there's a group out there, the Historical Society, and they're real big into paranormal activity. And apparently there is a, let's see if I can find the name of the place again. More than mainly this is about a group. Good stuff. Travelers Hotel.
I think that's what it was that I found.
Yeah. People have experienced stuff like they smell pipe tobacco, at random times and in weird places. I don't want to read the whole damn thing here.
What up, Untrackable? Happy Friday, brother. Much love right back at you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. There, big dog.
One of the here's a story here about a psychic that went in to the hotel and was playing hide and seek with a girl to encourage the interaction. And she got it on voice, the voice recording, the girl saying you're hot.
That's awesome.
That might mean, you might be, I don't know. You can interpret that one however you want, honestly.
Yeah.
There's, believe it or not, for such an old town, I dug, and I mean, there was nothing out of the usual there on that one. Like the normal, they hear banging, they'll hear voices. The pipe tobacco is the interesting one. Other than that,
does
you would have thought starting it like around here with the history of Grove City and Mercer and some of these surrounding areas, there'd be a lot more. And believe it or not, there's not. And that kind of surprised me, and that's what threw me for a loop the last time we were talking.
Yeah.
But
there's not a lot. I'll say that there's for PA, Pennsylvania, there's compared to some other states, there's really not a lot going on out there. I just want to do a real quick. Well, that's not what I wanted. Stop listening to our conversations. Just put in Grove City.
No, my mom and stepdad were trying to help me out and sent me some stuff, and that's what I was printing off before I came on. And for whatever reason, after I printed it off, it's not printing all the stuff about the Travelers Hotel. I don't know. That's just that might just be my inexperience here. I'll just pull up the damn site. But I mean, it's definitely got my attention. As I brought up before, I mean, of course, one of the closest ones and most notable is Steve Sampson's in the house. Nope, it will not let me. Okay. Let me see.
Do you
over here now.
Do you know off the top of your head any what's up, Steven? Untrackable. I had a dream before.
Oh, don't do that.
Did it have purple dragons?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a sleepy little town, man. Is there anything in the surrounding area? I'm surprised that the colleges don't have stuff with Slippery Rock being right there and what is it? GC being right there. What is that? I don't even know. What is that? University, Grove City.
What, Grove City College?
University? Yeah, Grove City College.
We got Grove City College, SRU's nearby. Yeah, it's not for some reason it didn't print off everything, and that's kind of pissed me off because I did it all in a hurry.
Yeah, rush through.
And now I can't. Yeah, I'm missing a whole page. Honestly, a whole page.
I just
So the building is actually at 11 College Avenue in Grove City. It used to be the Travelers Hotel, and it was constructed in 1893, according to records.
Mm-hmm.
It was a restaurant, Olin Mills photography studio, all sorts of stuff. But
Yeah, the
people
other
heard
thing
laughing. So actually, this one's right here in Grove City. I thought it was over in Mercer.
The other thing that comes up is the Grove City Area Historical Society headquarters and museum says it's haunted by a little girl.
Exactly,
was
that's
once a
exactly what
traveler's
this
hotel.
is.
Yeah, that's yep.
They've heard stories about the toilet that keeps flushing, noises in the basement, and strange shadows. Which weird how that happens in a basement. Sorry, I can't help that one.
Hey man, manners. I gotta take a ghost shit. I'm gonna do it in the basement.
I know, right? Dude, the phantom flush. Ugh. Now I did come across one though. This got sent to me. It is a spooky landmark. Now, unfortunately, when I pulled up the site, it was one of those, subscribe because I believe it's a newspaper site. But there is a in Clarion. There is a place called Crybaby Cemetery in the Clarion Trustee, where the story goes that twin children were buried there. They were babies, and that just, I guess, didn't make it. Mm-hmm. And they said at night, people, because they didn't bury them side by side, apparently, people have been known to hear a baby crying. So, I mean, riddle me that one. That one.
Yeah, I'm actually just looking at it right now.
A pair of hard to find Clarion County landmarks. Oh, there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I do like this one actually. Located in Salem Township, also known by the names of St. Luke Cemetery, Pickwick Cemetery, and Triangle Cemetery. When the moon, okay, this is where it gets fun. When the moon is full, listen carefully, and you may hear the cries of babies, and sometimes the headstones bleed.
Ooh.
Now, there you go, Steve-O. Try and sleep to that one at night. He's gonna be so mad. He's coming over later on. He's gonna be pissed at me.
My headboard was bleeding. Thanks.
Another Clarion County location, still haunted today. The Clarion Trestle, spanning the Clarion River, is part of an abandoned railroad line with long, creepy tunnels on both ends of the bridge. It's a part of the former New York Central Railroad. I'm not going to say who all built it, blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the juicy stuff, though, here.
How far is Clarion, what is that, Clarion County? How far away is that from you?
About 35 minutes. You literally just jump on 80 from my place, and I mean, yeah, about 35 minutes.
Okay, so it's just right up the road.
Oh yeah, it's close. And for whatever reason, it's not telling me what's so special about these tunnels.
Like it's probably something similar. It's probably something similar, like with the old railroads. A lot of the old railroads in a lot of states in smaller towns, they have similar stories. Like we have the Mudville Tunnel, which is supposed to be super fucking haunted. Whether it's a train conductor or a train worker loses his head and you got the lantern lights at night, or a railroad worker gets hit by a train and then now they haunt the railroads. Much like the Crybaby Bridges or, the hitchhiker. Not saying that, because every story starts somewhere, much like an urban legend, which that might be another show down the road that you and I can do together as urban legends. you know, they start somewhere. There's some truth into them, but they're an easy ghost story to tell, and they're an easy ghost story to relocate to your area. The school bus that gets hit on the railroad track is, and if you park your car and you put it in neutral and you shut it off, and then even though it's an uphill incline, your car will get pushed off the tracks, and then there'll be small handprints on the back. Type of story, but
So,
nonetheless, still cool locations to go to.
well, what's fun about that particular story, the small town of Crossville, where I used to live, actually has that exact story. But it wasn't on a train tracks. It was actually in the middle of a road. So, me being me and a couple of friends of mine to one night, we knew it was close by. We drove. I had at the time a black Chevy Cavalier. So we put baby powder on the bumper. And then we drove a little ways just to get, the majority of it off. Went to the spot, the exact mile marker, put it in neutral. Now, when you're standing there, I mean, it seriously does look like it's level ground. Now, here's where it gets fun. See, I put the car in neutral, and sure enough, it slowly started to drift. It didn't drift to one side or the other. It started to just drift forward. So we did it a couple times. Okay. Car drifts. We went back and looked. Now, we did not see any fingerprints on the bumper or the side of the vehicle because, I mean, you'd think baby powder, you'd see the fingerprints. Didn't see that. But to test the theory, we did two things. We had a basketball with us and a bottle of water. So we put the basketball on the ground, and guess what? Basketball rolled. We poured water on the ground. We did a little puddle, and you could see it just, going in that direction. So that's just, I'd say, I mean, unfortunately, that one had to have been debunked. Just an optical illusion. There's just enough of a tilt right there that, and that was kind of, I don't know.
Wow.
That was one of our, early days. We're talking like in my early 20s. We did that.
Early investigations.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm known for that. I loved, like, we drove almost 2 hours to go to the site where they filmed not Army of Darkness, the ones before that. Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead.
Okay.
And I mean, technically you're not supposed to go there. It's fenced off, but the fence is down. People still go back there all the time. I mean, we were literally standing right on top of the spot and did you
read from the book?
Huh?
Did you read from the Necronomicon? I love those movies. Don't get me wrong. I know they're cheesy as fuck. They're not good, but I love them.
But they turned out to be smash hits. It's unreal how like the cult following on them.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell will always be a legend in my book. At the end of the day. No, I used to when I was younger, and like I said, I haven't got to do it. And even when I was down in Charleston, I love visiting quote unquote haunted locations. I've gone to a lot here in Ohio. Ohio is one of the most haunted states in the country. I can't remember where it ranks, but it's right up there with like South Carolina and Georgia and shit like that. But I used to love going to the locations. It's just to go and see them. You know what I mean? It didn't matter if it was in the middle of the day or if it was at night, or anything like that. So, and I wouldn't say that I was doing investigations or anything like that. I was just there. I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna go hang out and see what happens. I just want to be there. Oh, Peter Piper, one of these days I will fight you and give you the sweet, sweet prison sex that you deserve. But
I mean, they say some of the
that,
best places to do paranormal investigations, though, are like prisons, hospitals, something that is absolutely 100% associated with death in some way, or like just not a good place. The furnace that's not far from here is supposed to be one of the most haunted things. And it's weird. You don't find a lot about it. When I mean, you said you even looking it up. I couldn't find anything on it really. Just that
you
people like to go
guys,
there and do paranormal investigations.
I think they may have torn it down. But you guys used to have the Pennsylvania Penitentiary or something there. And what else? There's something else in PA. Is it the Allegheny? The old psych hospital, the old insane asylum that's like massive.
I think I know what you're talking about, but then again, I mean that just goes along with
sorry. Allegheny's in West Virginia. That's right. Never mind. That's in West Virginia. I do want to go to that one day.
Well, my cousin works at a psych ward in Kentucky. She's just on the other side of the line, and she says that the creepiest stuff, like there's certain places that none of them like to go.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, for me, the most notable around here, I said this last time, and I'll bring it up again, is the McConnell's Mill area, which is literally about a 20-minute drive from here. And I mean, you'd think that place is definitely a hot spot, mainly because I mean, I don't think there's a year that goes by that somebody doesn't drown because they don't pay attention that on one side of the dam, the water's nice, calm, everything's good. You get to the other side of that dam, and it is treacherous.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Penhurst is what I was thinking about. Penhurst Asylum. That's in was it Spring? Oh, so let me Google it real quick. It's Penhurst. Spring City, PA. It's actually a haunted attraction now. It's a haunted house. But it's supposed to be super haunted.
There it is.
You guys,
okay, so Steve, up here in the comments, Steve was telling us it's Reed's Furnace Road, and people go down there. I mean, they do that in the summer. That's a big hot spot. See if I can get a little more background on that one for you.
There's I can't remember the name of the little town it's in. Aaron just Waverly. Yeah, I would love to go to Waverly one day too. Waverly's up there. Aaron just opened her new bookstore in this little town, this little city, this little village, whatever it's called. But I guess it's super haunted out there.
Now, I will say this: there is another one. There is a cemetery in Snyder's. It's called Snyder's Cemetery. It's in the middle of Moraine State Park. I've actually been there. Me and my friends used to go there and sit on the wall all the time, and we'd each have a 6-pack and everything. My buddy Alex, hopefully he gets on here in a little bit, has actually got a pretty gnarly picture. Is kind of, you could say a bug, but normally when you get a picture like that, there's, let me put it this way. There's a streak and it is a little misty right there. Like there's a little mist. Like, I mean, he's actually got video or a good picture. And then the place, there's a quite a good possibility that I'll be going to tonight that is supposed to be extremely haunted, especially the second floor. And that's the old Oil Boom Saloon.
The old boom. I've heard you talk about that place quite a bit. You DJ out there.
I do. And I need to get some dates for that here real soon. For some reason, Reed's Furnace. It's in Sandy Lake. Haunted
I think it's super easy to quote unquote, and not saying that they're not. It's just hospitals, prisons, insane asylums. Um, it's super easy to say that those are haunted locations, and again, not saying they're not, because I truly believe that most of them are. Because there's a lot of mayhem, a lot of death, a lot of craziness that happens in those locations, and we have a lot of them locations here in Ohio. Um, uh, just to kind of step out of my own backyard for a few minutes, and I'll rehash back around here. Athens, Ohio, which is down in southern Ohio, where Ohio University is. What up, OU Bobcats? Anybody? It don't matter how old you are. If you ever get the opportunity to go down to Athens for the Halloween party every year, take your ass to Athens for the Halloween party, because it is awesome. I don't know how much has changed since COVID. The last time I was down there, I think I was in my early 20s. But that is a fun fucking Halloween party. Everybody's dressed up. It's bar hopping all up and down Main Street. It's campus parties, it's frat parties, and everybody's having a hell of a time. However, Athens is said to be one of the most haunted cities in Ohio. And the crazy thing about there, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I got to give you a call as soon as I have a time to breathe. But the crazy thing about Athens is that if you look at it on a map, and I think Blaze or Jeff, one of the two, did this the last time we were talking about this. If you look at it on a map and you map out the cemeteries, they make a pentagram.
I remember you telling us about that one.
Like no shit, like a straight up pentagram. So there's a lot of different stories revolved around Athens, Ohio, especially around campus. But one of them is one of the buildings used to be a part of an insane asylum type deal, and there was a young lady who refused to come out of her room while she died. And back in the day with the insane asylums, the overcrowding, the improper treatment, the physical abuse, and everything else, they just didn't pay no attention to the patients. And it was a couple months later when they finally found her. She had passed away. She died in her room. But when you die, obviously all your fluids vacate your body, and then you start to decompose. Still to this day in that room is the outline of her body in the concrete. It stained the concrete. And that area, that building, is said to be haunted by her spirit. A lot of stories, a lot of experiences have come from that specific building and that specific story. It's kind of sad when you think about it at the end of the day, and it really is. The fact that they could just forget about somebody for long enough for her to start to just fucking decompose and stain the concrete. I don't. I mean, I would have hate to have to go clean up that mess at the end of the day. Not gonna lie, that would have been one hell of a mess to clean up. But we have that Athens. I'll probably say our most famous, three of our most famous haunts, and we've got a lot of them here in Ohio. But three that probably people most know the most about is Athens, the Mansfield Reformatory, which started out in 1860 during the Civil War, where they built the reformatory. It was actually a training field for Union soldiers in the Civil War. When did it open its door? In 1886, 84, 85, something like that. It started out as the old Mansfield prison. It was a boys' reformatory, and then it became our state
song.
And then it became our state prison for a while. Before they opened up the Columbus Penitentiary. Oh man, you want to talk about some stories about the old Columbus Penitentiary, the Ohio Penitentiary? Oh, buddy, that place was wild. Um, but the old Mansfield prison. It's it's famous for the hauntings, but it's also famous. Shawshank was filmed there. Just one of Disturbed's first music videos was filmed there. Um, Tango and Cash had a couple scenes there. They do a music festival every year. Incarnation. It's tattoos and rock music. I've yet to go, but I will go one year. I will go up there eventually one year and get some tattoos and listen to some kick-ass music. Not to mention, every year they do the Mansfield haunted house. And shout out to uh, the young lady who plays the warden's wife. We brought her up last time we were talking about it. That young lady is amazing, and she has a death scream that will fucking make you piss yourself. Um, how she does it, I don't know. But there's a lot of death. There was fires that broke out at Mansfield. Over 300 inmates were killed. Not to mention, I think there was like another 200 people that were killed just during regular activity, escapes, prison guards. One of the most notable stories that comes from there, and this is why this young lady plays this role during the haunted season. One of the ghosts that is said to be there outside of all the inmates and everything like that is the warden's wife, who this is one of those unsolved mysteries about the warden's wife. She was shot in the head. Story goes she was in the closet looking for something. The warden's gun was in a box. She knocked the box down. The gun fell out. It fired and somehow shot her in the head. But her ghost is said to roam Mansfield Reformatory, as well as the countless guards and prisoners who died there. One of the things that the Reformatory is known for is I think it still stands as one of the world's biggest freestanding prisons, which basically, with that being said, if you ever get the opportunity, if you've never been there, when you go there, the cells are just like this freestanding wall. You can literally, it's like rebar and metal bars and chicken wire and whatever is basically that's what is there. When you walk out of your cell, depending upon what floor you're on, there's literally just a cage in front of you to keep you from going overboard. So, lots of shit going on at the Mansfield Reformatory. They do offer regular tours. They offer haunted tours outside of the haunted house. They used to, and I don't know if they still do, but they offered overnight stays. So you could go spend the night there and do your own little mini investigation if you wanted to.
Dude, I'm seeing a lot. I did come across another local, which Greenville's just up the road here a little bit. Of course, I'm also looking. Pittsburgh's got a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of stuff here in Western Pennsylvania, but I tell you what, bear in mind, we also have one of the most haunted places in the U.S., and that is Gettysburg.
Yes.
And I've had my own personal experiences there. So apparently in Greenville, this one's kind of neat. She's referred to as the Lady in the Lantern. And it is surrounded by Kids Mill Road, Hamburg Road, River Road, and 58. And apparently the story goes, there was a lady back in 1880 was crushed to death in a buggy accident that occurred on Bale Hill. The lady has just left her sister's house, which was located along the road when the deadly accident occurred. As her buggy was coming down the hillside, it overturned, killing the lady. So now, apparently, in that spot, multiple reports of a light just appearing. And apparently there's nothing else around that spot right there. So people, I mean, they see this ghostly light, and But again, that goes back to every town has one of those, you know. See, as we talk about these though, this is for me. I mean, this makes me want to go to this place
Right?
and kind of see. And well, without the partner in crime, I mean, he immediately like the as I refer to it, the geese start flying. Honestly, I would love to get together with some people and again, possible collaboration idea. Let's go check out some, you know, we'll do one in my area, one in your area, and
We got plenty in ours. So Ohio is, I don't know when this came out. Let me see when this came out.
trying to think. I need to look up this. So Pittsburgh's got one that it's referred to as the Green Man. Erie Tunnel, Green Man's Tunnel. Now this one sounds like it'd be fun. Alternately known as Charlie No Face, the Green Man is said to have been an electrical worker who was in an accident that melted his face and killed him. His ghost has subsequently been seen near the site of the accident, which is thought to have occurred in one of Pennsylvania's abandoned railroad tunnels. The most popular candidate and location for viewing the spirit is the tunnel in South Park Township. His shimmering green form has been said to have been seen late at night stalking the tunnel. But this one actually has some truth to it. So Charlie No Face was a real man by the name of Raymond Robinson. He was tragically disfigured while climbing some power lines as a boy, which left him with no eyes or nose. As he grew older, he took to taking midnight strolls to keep in shape and keep out of view of some of the people. Unfortunately, this nocturnal wandering only served to add to the urban legend.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have any pictures of him. He is probably one of the more popular urban legends there. So I was just looking here. They ranked all 50 states in order as most haunted. Jesus Christ. I just lost it. Those are haunted locations I want. So California is always number one on that list, mainly because of Alcatraz and the Winchester Mystery House and the Queen Mary and the Amargos Opera House and various the Cecil Hotel and stuff like that. Ohio comes in number 4 on most haunted states, and Pennsylvania comes in 6. So both of us,
holy crap!
Yeah,
I found it.
Yeah, then like I said, I think our top 3 haunts would be Athens, Mansfield, and there's other places. Trust me, there's tons of other places here. But another one is right here in my backyard. We were talking about it last time. It's the old Licking County Jail. It's literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes from my house. It's 2-3 blocks away from where Nikki works. And that's wild. The amount of deaths that have happened. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. Oh, trust me, I know all about Raymond Robinson. This is, like I said, this is my world. I don't stick to just my state or where I live. I'm reading everything about everything. I'm watching everything about everything. So that's why I told you to look for a picture of him. Um, the Licking County Jail, built in 1889. Obviously, it wasn't quite built to house what it wound up housing. There was a lot of overcrowding issues. The basement is also known as the dungeon. A lot of terrible things happened there. One of the most notable things was the federal agent that accidentally killed a bar owner during Prohibition. Well, accidentally, and a mob rushed in to the prison, and the guards and the warden and the sheriff, they couldn't do anything to stop them because there were so many people there. And they drug him out into the street and hung him. His ghost is said to be there. There's a ghost of Mae Varner, who died in 1953 by setting herself on fire. This prison was in operation for almost 100 years. It opened in 1889 and closed its doors in 1987. 1910, a mob stormed the building to lynch Carl Etherington. Jailbreaks were a common occurrence, and 12 people died within its walls in less than 100 years, including 4 Licking County sheriffs. So, and that's been on various different shows. Fucking that douchebag Zach Baggins was here. Always leave a light on. Yep. Either. Zach Baggins was here. They did an investigation there. And then just because we're in Ohio and we have the also famous the Ohio State University is said to have multiple haunted locations. Hey, there's a OU right there. Kenyon College, that's where I grew
their
up.
Last championship.
Yeah, Kenyon College. I grew up in that area. It's haunted. Anybody who I would recommend this book, and they're not paying me to say it, but if you're wherever you're from, pick up your state's local weird whatever. I got the Weird Ohio book. They have one for each state, and then they also have a giant one that covers everything that I want to get. The Ohio State University, Palmerine Hall, Mirror Lake. They have Mirror Lake. It's a really cool little lake right outside of the building. But there was a professor in the early 1900s that he had a failed business investment, and he committed suicide. His body was found where Palmerine Hall stands now, and the devoted professor, or his wife, swore to never leave him. When she died in the 20s, her ghost wearing a pink dress began to haunt Mirror Lake. I used to work down there on campus. I can't say that I ever had the opportunity to see anything, but I will say some of these buildings are well over 100 years old and super creepy. The tunnels underneath campus are awesome and super creepy. Yes, there are tunnels all underneath campus. I took to wandering around one day and found myself on the other side of campus. It was like, how the hell did I end up here? Bricker Hall. Herbert Atkinson, a member of the university's board of trustees, died in the 50s. His ashes were placed in a wall behind a plaque. And since then, the lights have flashed, and the man himself has been seen drinking punch in the lobby. Bricker's on the Oval. So Orton Hall, which is a really cool building. It's one of the older buildings on campus. Actually, it is the oldest building. One of the oldest buildings on campus. It was finished in 1893.
Did you happen to look up when you were checking out, Pennsylvania stuff? Did you happen to see Eastern State Haunted History? So,
Eastern State Penitentiary.
yes,
That's the one I was talking about. I couldn't remember the name of it.
this one's pretty. The entire prison was solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, it was designed to hold 253 prisoners, each occupying a solitary confinement cell for their entire sentence. Opened in 1829. Oh, wow.
Eastern Penitentiary is one that is super, quote unquote, super haunted. Warren, Ohio, Warren, Ohio, the Underground Railroad. There's some other stuff in Warren. It's crazy to think that the Underground Railroad was Ohio had such a big role in the Underground Railroad because the little town that my family's from, there's another little village right beside them where I spent a lot of my life at, and I've lived there a few different times. Some of the houses still have tunnels from the Underground Railroad. In that little village, Alexandria has some local haunts that revolve around the Underground Railroad. I've actually been down. I could actually honestly say I've been into some parts of the Underground Railroad. Pretty cool. But yeah, we talked a little bit about, the different things in what's going on, Mandy? In my backyard last time we had the plane crash. It was at the B-25, I think is what it was. Let me get this shit to work here. We have Denison University in Granville. It's got 3 buildings that are supposedly haunted: Slater Hall, William Howard Doane Library, and the Chamberlain Lodge. Denison University is one of the, I know, hold back on the laughter when I say this, it's one of the top liberal arts colleges in the country, if not in the world. Your degrees aren't going to mean shit, but it's one of the top schools in the country. In Granville, where Denison is, we have the Brendu Drive. Buxton Inn is one of the oldest continually operated inns in Ohio by the innkeeper from the 1800s, Major Buxton, along with his black cat, and his black cat is said to haunt the hotel. The Buxton Inn is really cool. If you're ever up my way, Bill, I would recommend getting a room at the Buxton. It's a super cool hotel. Denison University. Sugarloaf Hill. The top of the hill is haunted by a baby buried beneath a large rock there. Cries are often heard at night. Welsh Hills, many spirits. This is, again, Granville is 2 minutes down the road, 3 minutes down the road from me. Johnstown, we have Union Lake. That's where my family's from. That's where my kids still go to school. In the 60s, the lake was renamed Hell Lake because of the numerous sightings of an apparition of a young boy who appears just before sunset floating on one end of the lake on the other. So it kind of looks like he's engulfed in flames. And right here in good old Newark, Ohio, we have the Cedar Hill Cemetery. It's a cemetery. They're going to tell you a story. Earthworks, where the ancient Adena earthworks are said to be haunted by the Adena Indians. The world famous earthwork mounds. The Newark High School is said to be haunted by the ghost of a custodian who accidentally hung himself.
So going back to the Eastern, people have experienced hearing voices and cackling in cell 12, seen figures on the walls in cell 6, seen unnatural faces in cell 4. And lots of visitors say they have seen the outline of a guard in the tower. So
nice.
And they do yearly. Of course, you're gonna have to reload. You suck. I just finally said, "Fuck it." I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna find all the the haunted spots in Pennsylvania, and we were doing good for a second. But yeah, they do year-long tours, and most of them at night. So you know which way they're trying to go on that one. In Columbia County, Pennsylvania, Centralia, the abandoned ghost town features a perpetual underground fire that started in 1962.
Yeah, that's your guys' Helltown. Because we have Helltown here in Ohio. That's just now granted, there's a lot of stories revolved around Helltown, Ohio, much like Centralia. Actually, little tidbit of trivia about Centralia. That's the basis of Silent Hill.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah. The video game first, and then the movie.
What's fun about this one is it's just a bunch of ghost stories. There's even creatures that are said to haunt. The most famous ghost, though, supposedly is that of Alexander Ray, the town's founder, who was murdered in his buggy by a gang, and that's actual fact in legend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's one I've heard about before: Penhurst State School and Hospital.
That's what I was saying earlier.
The mental asylum. Let's see. Let's just get to the good stuff. People have experienced slamming doors, unaccounted for footsteps, voices, crying, and the sounds of vomiting. Children playing has also been heard. There's been the most specific one is a little girl walking around looking confused.
Confused.
Oh, hey, to add to the dark history of this place, there have been reports that satanic worshipers have performed ceremonies at Penhurst.
Mm-hmm.
You want a local? Hillview Manor, Newcastle, which is the next town over. Or I guess
not the manor, Newcastle. I've been to Newcastle. I know where that's at.
Lawrence County home for the aged and was the home of mentally ill and elderly people. What do we got here? In room 105, visitors have reported seeing Mary Virginia, a former patient. There are other various reports of voices, footsteps, being touched, slamming doors, things moving by themselves, and apparition sightings.
Well, Wally. Hell yeah. Get after it.
The Quality Inn at General Lee's headquarters, and of all the most famous, ghost places, and that would be Gettysburg.
Yes. Gettysburg has all kinds of haunts. Lots and lots of them haunts.
Numerous reports from workers and hotel guests of paranormal activity, such as the sounds of gunshots hitting the building, the front door opening on its own, lights being flicked on and off by itself. One case includes a 75-pound laundry cart moving on its own. Then, of course, you got Betsy Ross's house in Philadelphia. Her spirit has been seen and heard crying in her home. Fort Mifflin, Pennsylvania. Dude, I could go on and on. Holy crap. Most of it, though, I'm noticing is in eastern Pennsylvania, which held a lot more historical activity over the years.
Yeah. Well, when you get an area that has a lot of historical just want to see something. Yeah, they're coming through on YouTube.
350 American soldiers died in November of 1777 during the bombardment. Thousands of Civil War soldiers died in a prison under the fort from starvation and various diseases. History Channel named it one of the most haunted places in the world. Orbs, apparitions, and strange voices. Reports of seeing soldiers cleaning guns and smelling a wood fire. They've seen the faceless man who walks the property wearing Civil War attire. And he is said to be the ghost of William H. Howe, who was executed during the war at the fort. Harrisburg State Hospital. Oh, we have a Jim Thor, PA. Lots of them, a lot of them hospitals, and I mean, again, stuff that, and I think, as we said earlier, I mean, these are all places that are like synonymous with death.
Yeah. So, I want to take a real quick break, and I want to shift gears. So, I think what I would like to do, and this can extend past, October, Halloween, as far as haunted locations. If anybody's out there and they're listening to the replay, or if they're listening right now in the chat, and you want to see us dive into and go into an actual thorough type of, without into the history of locations, let us know. Might be something that we can do down the road, and we can focus on 3 or 4 locations and do a show, or do multiple shows, and do a full history and a full rundown, and kind of go a little bit more in depth outside of just kind of touching around the edges. That would be, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Ohio or PA. It could be anywhere. Obviously, I lived in Charleston for about 10 years in that area. Charleston, Savannah, super haunted down in that area, according to legend. But we can definitely go in more in depth about certain locations and spend a little bit more time on them, with the history and why they're haunted and who's haunting them and what has happened and everything like that. But I do want to take a break, and I want to shift gears. So when we come back from break, the link is in the chat. Anybody who's watching, or if you want to tell your friends and tell them to come on in here, feel free to share away. Don't be shy with that share button. Make sure you hit the like button. We're going to shift gears when we come back and start talking about personal experiences. Whether they're, it just, you might look at us and listen to us and think we're crazy, but do I have proof? No. Does Bill have proof? No. But we were there. We know what we seen. We know what we heard. We know what we felt. And that's kind of what we're going to go into. So this is where the open panel comes in. And anybody that's out there listening, you are welcome to hit that link and come up here and please share your experiences as well. We don't want to fill the house. We'll give everybody a few minutes, to kind of share their story, and anybody who comes up, we'll let them hang out for a few minutes and whatnot and share their story and add their 2 cents. But we don't want to overrun it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, no takeovers. What were you getting ready to say?
No, just laughing. I was going to say that one of us, though, does have, I've got pictures. So, I mean,
yeah,
if I knew how to post them on this, I'd gladly show some proof. Let you make your own assumptions.
I'm not investigation guy. I'm just go hang out guy. So I don't go in there and I'm taking pictures. I probably would now, but in the past, or a lot of times I wasn't even necessarily going. I've lived in houses and I've worked in buildings and I've been to locations and where things have happened. I've had things happen in my own house. So we'll get into that when we come back. We're gonna take a little break. Let's do a little. I had music in my ear and I don't know where it was coming from.
The suspense is killing me. You've already got me on edge.
Yeah, no, I just had random music in my ear and I didn't know where it was coming
my God,
from.
I mean, how long is it? We would have already had music playing and a cool little background showing. Just saying.
You would have had Steve's Diesel Shop showing. I'm also getting caught up on the. Oh, did you get the opportunity to stay at, Chris? Nice. I would love to talk to you about that. No, I adjusted my earbud and I started getting our countdown music in my ear for some reason. So it threw me off, so I had to scroll. So a little lyric Noel with Cry Little Sister from the Lost Boys soundtrack. It's a cover from the Lost Boys soundtrack.
Fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear through broken walls that scream I hear. Strangers look on. When will they learn this loneliness? Temptation heat beats like a drum deep in your veins. I will not let sister. Come to your brother. Unchain me, sister. Love is with your brother. Shangri-La, I can't forget why you were mine. I need you now. Brother
Yes, sir. Huh? A little, yeah, I'm confused. A little lyric Noel with their cover of Cry Little Sister from the Lost Boys soundtrack. I love that song. And that's the difference between you and I. You put up a graphic. I give a video. I give eye candy for both the male and female listeners. I let them enjoy an actual music video. You call yourself the media king like you're fucking Howard Stern when you're just a media stooge.
More like Joe Rogan.
Shit. She, as a very good friend of mine would say when he gets drunk, she.
Oh, you don't want me to start talking like a very good friend of mine when he gets drunk? We'll give you the true diversity of that word.
Fuck, sex, fuck,
We love you, buddy.
I don't know why I didn't think of uploading that earlier because, anywho, welcome back to. What are we doing here tonight? It's not. It's not nonsensical nonsense. It's not another shot podcast. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's the newest adventure between Bill and I. Yes, it's a shot of nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Shot of nonsense. We're hanging out. We're doing a Halloween thing. We're talking ghosts. We're talking local legends. We're talking haunted buildings and locations. And now we're going to talk a little personal paranormal experiences. I hope I didn't fuck that up. What is going on, Carol? Appreciate you being here. Better late than never.
That would be my mom that pops on right as we drop the F-bomb as every possible way we could.
Hey, you know, what are you going to do? It happens. Sorry, Mom. Breaking news. Your little boy, your sweet little boy is not the angel that you think he is.
Ugh. Not since the age of 7. Jesus.
Yeah. Link is in the chat. Anybody who wants to pop up in here, all you gotta do is click that link. You can come up here. We just ask you to turn your camera on and put your Peter away. Nobody wants to see your butthole. So we're gonna talk a little personal experiences that we've had, or we've seen, or felt, or whatever the case may be. So we're opening the door for you guys to come up here and feel free to share as well. I hope I didn't screw that up. Nope, I didn't. Sweet. Anywho, make sure you're following Another Shot Podcast. Those guys are everywhere on the social medias. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Go ahead and check out the Nonsensical Network. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows are live Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Monday, whatever you want to say, on YouTube. And you can listen to us anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network, or simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All those links are there, including the link to our merch store. Fellas, ladies, it's getting cold. We have hoodies. And fellas, I gotta get with the merchandise, the CEO of merchandise. But we might run a promo for hoodies. Buy one, get one at a discounted rate, because you know if you buy one, your significant other is going to steal it.
And when his wears out, you know, in the first couple months, you can go ahead and go to ours, and you know it'll almost last a lifetime.
You don't have merch. We have high quality merchandise, by the way. Some little Chinese kid made it in a sweatshop. I bought it from Oprah.
You know I can't go wrong. All my shit's on Temu.
is on Wish, but it's spelled WESH. Wish.
I wish I had shopped somewhere else.
Exactly. Anywho, so we'll dive in here to these personal experiences, and I want to start off because I totally forgot about this, and I was just talking to Nikki about it yesterday, and I can't believe I totally forgot about it. So my mom passed away 14 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. And I have her, she was cremated. My mom had her body donated to science. Mom, you really fucked up a lot of people. I'm just saying. They were like, what the fuck is going on here? Sorry, love you, Mom, but you were a hot mess. When they get done doing what they do, they just automatically cremate the body. Whatever. I have her ashes. When I lived in Charleston, shortly after we moved into the house, in Charleston, you know when you kind of move in, you have like your keepsakes and your important stuff like in a tote or in a box or whatever. So she was like in the closet, just hadn't gotten to it. We lived there a couple months, and I had my man cave set up in the garage, and everything like that. I had this big sectional on my big screen TV, and I'm down there one night watching TV or playing video games, something. And from behind me, now my garage was more like a basement. It was a 3.5 car garage, but it was completely finished out, so it was more like a basement. We just didn't have basements in Charleston, but it was more like a basement. There's a closet behind me. I'm doing whatever, and all of a sudden, I just hear fucking, as I say now, Hurricane Rhonda, that was my mom's name, in the closet behind me. Shit just came flying off the shelf, crashing down, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I get up, I go over there, and I'm like, oh, apparently I didn't have it stacked, or the box gave out, whatever. I didn't have any boxes in there. They were all, everything that was in there was totes. So I start picking stuff up, and I look up. The only thing left on the shelf is my mom's ashes. Still in the container and everything like that. Take them out, put them on my pool table, clean everything up. And then I was doing something. I can't remember. I know it was after my ex-wife and I split. I was moving stuff out. I was taking stuff out, whatever. So I just put my mom's ashes in my car because I didn't have any. I'm like going through shit, rearrange. I wanted to make sure they were safe. No more incidents after that. Whatever. I moved back home to Ohio. Once again, I got stuff stored in a closet. Like shit's just kind of everywhere because my life is just like in complete fucking disarray. And I'm live one night. I think I was live on TikTok. And all of a sudden from the closet, just every Hurricane Rhonda hits again. And I go in there. I don't even start to pick anything up. I just look up on the shelf. There sits Mom on the shelf. Like nothing happened. But everything else in the closet looks like a fucking tornado hit. You know? So I'm like, all right, Mom. Well, apparently you want to come out of the closet. You don't like being in the closet. I'm putting you back in the fucking car.
I'm sorry. This is starting to sound like an Eminem song. I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah, yeah.
Never meant
No,
to
which
tonight.
to where,
I'm cleaning out my closet.
Yeah, yeah. Which is to where my mom is to this day. She is under my driver's side seat, her ashes, because it seems like that's where she wants to be. That's where she's happiest at. In my own little twisted mind, how I think of things, I think that's where she's happiest at. I spent a good chunk of my life in my car. So. What's that? You
said where's she at? Under the bed, you said?
No, she's under my driver's side seat in my car.
Oh. Well, now she's
I think
look at it is now. Now she's watching over her baby boy where he goes.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I think, because twice now I've had her put up in the closet, and 2 times now the closets have just got wrecked. And when she's in the car outside of, Nikki calls her road rage Rhonda, because if she hits the brakes too hard, she slides out from under the seats and smacks her in the back of the ankle.
Dude, I can't wait to ride with you in the vehicle sometime.
Oh, dude, I'm not even telling you the other half of the story. That'll just make me sound like a terrible son. I'll have to tell you that in person.
after a couple.
Yeah. But she seems to be where she wants to be at in the car, and I agree. I think it's like, if you believe in the spiritual realm or whatever, it's kind of her way, because despite our ups and downs and stuff like that, I was a mama's boy. I was, my mom and I were very close. Two of the things that I miss every year was she would call me on my birthday and sing happy birthday to me, but not on my phone. I couldn't answer my phone. If I answered my phone, she'd yell at me, hang up on me, and then call me back. She had to leave a voice message. And then every year at the beginning of college football season, because they were big Ohio State fans, she would call me and leave a voicemail talking shit about Michigan. And those are two things that I miss every year. But I think that I think she's happy where she's at, and that's where she wants to be. It's in the car. I don't know. Like I said, if you look at it as a spiritual thing, maybe, or she's still watching over me. And somebody's watching over me because I should have been in a lot more accidents than I have been, but I always managed to skate free, so to say. But yeah, it was just funny. Nikki and I were talking about that yesterday, and I was telling her the story behind why my mom is in my car. And I'm sure if Nikki doesn't already think I'm a lunatic, she now does. So there's that. But I can't bring her in the house because every time I bring her in the house, she fucking destroys whatever I put her in. No? So, well, little something to wet your whistle to start with a personal experience. That's a very personal experience, especially with how close my mom and I were, and the backstory behind her death and everything like that. We'd actually not spoken for about a year, and we had a big fight, and we hadn't spoken for about a year. And the next thing I know, I got a phone call from my stepdad saying she was gone. So that's always a good way to remember your last conversation with somebody.
I don't know how my house isn't haunted. I've got my dad's ashes in a box in the closet on the floor.
He probably didn't.
And well, no, he might actually be in a box under the bed. I don't know. But then back during the big lockdown, I lost a very close friend of mine. And his sister, he was cremated, and his sister divided him up amongst, all of us that were closest to him. And the running joke, because when I went to the funeral, we finally got a chance to actually have a funeral for him. Yeah, she hands me a little envelope, yay big, full of ashes.
Yeah.
And knowing him as well as I know, I mean, the running joke is I know exactly what part I got.
Nice.
So I literally got part of my friend in a manila envelope in my room.
That's awesome.
She was she'd commented after we had talked about how, oh, your baby boy, and we dropped the F-bomb, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, I see that. So do you have any experiences? We'll kind of go back and forth. Share. No.
This one can rank up there with sleep paralysis. It can be easy. What was weird about this particular situation, though, was, and this happened the second time I lived in Tennessee, and I'll never forget this dream. It was very vivid. Now, my grandfather had died. Man, I'm trying to think of how long ago it was. And I had a dream one night because he was good for wrestling around with us kids. And in the dream, and I still remember this dream to this day. 1998. Thank you, Mom. You might actually appreciate this one because I mean it's not a bad story, but I was sleeping on the couch in our living room at the time, and I was having this dream where my grandfather was actually visiting, and he came over and started wrestling around, and he actually had me pinned down, like he had his hands down in the center of my back and wouldn't let me get up.
Damn.
And next thing I know, I was laying and it still felt like I was being held down until, I couldn't move. My arms wouldn't move. And, I was kind of sleeping in a weird position. So I just, everything was locked up until I was finally able to say, let go. And it's just weird how as soon as I said, let go, that pressure released.
Yeah.
So that was a weird one for me.
It kind of goes definitely chalks up to like a sleep paralysis thing.
I think I mean it could be chalked up as that. It's just, that's the only time that's ever happened to me. I've never been locked in place to where I couldn't move like that. And it seriously still felt like there was something like in the center of my back. I was awake. I kind of phased into it. I was awake. I was staring at the fireplace and I couldn't move. It seriously felt like somebody just had me completely pinned down. So, I mean, it probably sleep, that one kind of stood out though. And I think what brought, made me think about that one was you saying, you had a family member and stuff, and uh-oh. Apparently mom's had a scarier one.
Sleep paralysis dreams are terrifying. I've had quite a few of them. They're absolutely terrifying. But to disguise it as a family member is like an added level of mind fuckery at the end of the day.
Well, the only thing I can add to that is like I could still somewhat move my hands. So like I could jerk, but I couldn't get full motion. So I don't know. I mean, I could still be that, the sleep paralysis, but either way, I was locked in place. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a fun one for me. Of course, then, I mean, there's that most recent one for all those that, haven't heard about the famous ghost walk.
We'll dive into that. Like I said, let's just kind of bounce back and forth because Lord knows I got stories for days. Again, most recently I talked about it a couple weeks ago, but going through constant interruptions, I feel like we're going to rehash what we already did, but that's okay because that's why we decided to do this show tonight. Right here in the house. One night after we got done doing the show, Nikki had come to bed. The kids weren't here. And I was out in the kitchen getting something to eat. And you know how you like see out of the corner of your eye, like something behind you moving?
Oh, yeah. That peripheral vision.
I kind of seen that and I didn't think much of it. And I just kept going about what I was doing. But then it was like a dead, like I turned around and I caught it, but I had to kind of process it. It was a full on figure of a person standing like right directly behind me. And then they went towards the direction of the stairs. And I had to it took me a minute or two to process it. And I was like, what the fuck is Nikki doing? And I came back here and I woke her up and she was asleep. I was like, were you just out in the kitchen? And she's like, no, I've been back here fucking sleeping. And I was like, oh, okay, if you say so. And still, I'm thinking like she's fucking with me. And I went back out and finished what I was doing. But the second time I went back out, I caught it again. And I had to tell her the next day, I don't do drugs, so I wasn't hallucinating. And this was just like totally random. But it's crazy because my daughter, and I just told her to chalk it up to bats, has been saying for the last couple months that at night, randomly, she'll hear on the wall. So like if you go up into their bedroom, which is upstairs, and in their closet, you can go into the furnace area, but then if you go around, you can get into like the rafters and stuff like that. Because we're an in condo, so we have the two floors. All the other the condos in between us is just a single floor. So, but she's said that she's heard the on her wall and it moves. It's not always in the same place. I told her, I said, probably bats or some shit like that. Of course, then I also told him there was a homeless man living in the roof up there, so they probably didn't help him. But nonetheless, she'd already been
Oh, you're talking
talking
some
about
Cabrini
hearing
Green
that.
shit now. There, he was hiding in the walls. You almost
Yeah,
said Candyman.
Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. But and she'd been talking about that before. I kind of blow it off, but now it's like maybe there's something to what you're hearing because I seen the figure, and when I went to turn around to get a full view of it, it went towards the stairway. And then even the second time when I knew it was there, because I could, when you could feel something or someone watching you, like I could feel it the second time after I woke Nikki up. And I even said as I turned around, Nikki, stop. And just out of that peripheral, that quick glance, it was moving towards the stairs. So it kind of adds to what she was saying. So maybe our apartment, and then we got this goddamn dog that randomly barks at nothing when she's looking at the stairway. Maybe our condo is haunted.
I mean, truth be told, I've had the cats sitting at the bottom of the steps before, just staring up the steps. And they've done the same thing looking down the steps into our basement. So, I mean, they say animals have like a higher sense of everything, like especially the paranormal.
Kids and animals. Well, and especially since this dog, I mean, you've seen Suze. All she fucking does is sleep. She never barks. Like, she's literally sleeping on the bed right now beside me.
I want to throw this one out there. Mom, if you got that story, you click on the link, and I mean, you can come on here just long enough to tell us the story if you want. Or
I'm surprised the traveling trucker hasn't popped in here with some stories.
I just shot her the message to let her know. I was in such a rush, I didn't even think about it.
Especially since she likes my voice.
Oh God!
I sound like a fucking.
Steve told Arlis the other day he wants to hear him tell him a story.
I heard that. Oh, like Jesus Christ! I believe he said
that was hilarious.
I believe he said, "Fucking fuck, Arlis. I want to hear you tell me a motherfucking story."
Like I said, if there's a diversity to the word, he'll find a way to use it.
No, Arlis is cool people. Yeah,
Sarah's
what's that?
I was gonna say Sarah's gonna hate me for telling this one.
Well, I just want to let everybody know if by chance we go past 9 o'clock, if you're watching on the Nonsensical Nonsense YouTube channel, I will drop it down and we'll just be on the Facebook page because at 9 o'clock, Jeff and Blaze will be coming up with Nonsense and Chill. I don't know if we can have two shows live at the same time. Maybe we'll find out tonight, just in case we do go past 9 o'clock. We still got plenty of time, but if you're watching on YouTube and it randomly drops or you randomly get Jeff and Blaze, just come to the Facebook page and we'll still be live. So
I just noticed something, like it's not showing up on mine where you drop the links.
You might have to drop the link. So can you invite from the studio?
It doesn't get. No, I looked earlier whenever you went to post it. I was going to try and share it, and it's not showing. Now they might. Let me go over here to YouTube on mine. Let me see if it's showing any different.
I was going to say, give me 1 second. I can remedy that for you real quick and in a hurry. Invite, copy. You should be able to. I just sent you the link in Snapchat. You should be able to copy that link. Then you can send it. I know Chaka does it all the time. What's going on, Chaka? By the way, I seen you in there earlier, brother. My bad. So, You were going to get in trouble. I want to get you in trouble. Why is Sarah going to get mad if you tell this story?
Oh, Sarah's gonna love this one.
Did she get?
It wasn't all that long ago, actually, and this one even kind of freaked me out.
Come on up and share, Ed.
Oh, that'd be my stepdad.
I just sent Bill the link, so hopefully he can get that link up on his Facebook and YouTube channel. Just hold down on it and click save the link, and you should be able to post it.
Working on it.
Just chilling. Got to come up tomorrow night and hang out with us, bro. Yeah, I'll let Bill do that, and I'll give you guys one more here, and like I said, I've got plenty of these because, my great grandmother told me one time that I come from a long line of sensitives. A sensitive in the paranormal mindset, the speaking of, is that kind of like the creepy kid from The Sixth Sense. I see dead people, but not that extreme. At the end of the day, but my sixth sense is opened. I'm more receptive to that part of the spectrum. So I've seen and felt and heard and witnessed a lot of things, and sometimes it's just a feeling. Sometimes it's a feeling of kind of clairvoyant. Thank you, Peter. Like a feeling of we shouldn't go there. We shouldn't be here. And it's funny because actually I'll save what I was going to say, and I'll save that for later, because one night years and years ago, me and a group of friends were going to go out, and we were supposed to go. Something was just eating at me all day long. There was just a voice in my head. There was just something telling me, change the plans, don't go there, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I finally convinced my friends, like, last minute. I was like, let's go do something else. Anywho, where we were supposed to go, the thing we were supposed to go to, 4 people wound up dying that night. And it was like almost like a premonition. And there were some other people that were hurt at this event, and I felt like a complete fucking piece of shit and a complete asshole for making my friends change our plans. But it was just something that was just wearing me down. I mean, like, it was physically exhausting me how much how hard it was hitting me at the end of the day. But I'm glad we didn't, because maybe one of my friends could have been one of the 4, or we could have been one of the few people that were injured that night. But maybe they still think I'm an asshole to this day. I don't know. I don't care. But we changed plans. We went somewhere else. We still had a good time. We still had fun. But it was just something was just like, hey, like, you're not supposed to be there tonight. You're not supposed to do this. Type of deal. And that happens quite a bit for me, in all honesty. The little voices or feelings or whatever. It'll like be something as simple as changing my route from going to work, and then I find out when I get to work there was like a 15-car pile up that I would have been right in the fucking middle of. It's really weird. Like Final Destination type shit. So
I posted the link. Let's see how it works out. I put it both on my Facebook and my YouTube. So
I seen it on I see it on Facebook. It popped up there. So you were getting
we'll see how that works.
Yeah, you were getting ready to say something about.
Oh yeah. Sarah's gonna absolutely love this one. So
Sarah's gonna kill you.
Just a couple weeks ago, actually.
Which I want you to tell it so she does.
Remember how I said before? I've heard what sounded like footsteps upstairs.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's Sonny.
Remember how I said before? I've heard what
Look at that
like
mustache.
footsteps upstairs.
Yeah.
It just erased everything that I
Awesome
just
mustache
wrote.
right there.
Hey,
What up, Chris?
So, anyways,
what the hell?
I was down in the basement to go to the bathroom, and it was probably about 8:30, somewhere around there. For some reason, I don't know
I'm
why
on
I'm
time
up right now.
delay.
And when I come out, I heard the cat. I saw the cats downstairs. Now I'm in the downstairs basement, so the cats are down there with me, so we can rule them out. And as I'm going up the steps, it sounded like there was somebody running across the upstairs, the second floor. And I thought, what the hell? Connor overslept the alarm. He's not at school. So I start screaming, Connor, what are you doing home? Why are you home? And I go upstairs real quick, and there's nobody there. Nothing. And I'm like, there was it was one of the few times there was no going back to sleep for me.
Did you run out of the house screaming like a little girl?
I did not run out of the house screaming, but I tell you what, it took me a second to I looked around just to make sure, and there was there was nobody up there, so I went down, I made my coffee, and I kind of sat there for a little bit. I didn't even
Hey,
want to
this
turn
has
on the
got me
TV.
on time delay.
Dude, everybody is commenting on his mustache.
Yeah, Ed, if you can mute the background noise or the TV or whatever you got us on in the background, that would be awesome. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Sonny.
Background noise or the TV or whatever you got us on.
Sonny.
We're getting a lot of feedback.
Hang on, I'll just message him. I don't know if he can hear us.
TV.
Can you turn down the TV just a little bit? We're getting a lot of feedback and background noise from your TV.
Yeah. TV.
Mustaches on.
Hold on.
Here we go.
Now I can't hear.
Ugh.
How about now?
Much better.
That's perfect.
Much better. So no, did I run out of the house? No, I didn't. Like I said, I went down. I started.
Hey, I've kind of got a time delay going on here.
You might have to turn the volume up on your phone, and then you'll be able to hear us. And you want
about 10 seconds.
Yeah, TV's got a time. The YouTube's got a little bit of a time delay.
Gotta love technology.
You want me to switch over to Facebook?
That might work out a little better.
It's not so loud. You got your
right,
delay, but it's not so bad.
He'll be back.
People in technology. Gotta love them. It's like talking to Nikki's dad. He's like, I hate this goddamn phone. Maybe if you didn't drink 6 bottles of bourbon, you wouldn't have no issues with that phone, Pops. Yeah, you've talked quite a bit about your house, and I know a lot of those houses and are much like where I'm at in the area I'm in. A lot of those houses are well over 100 years old, or right at 100 years old. I mean, not that age means anything when it comes to a haunted location, because I mean, our condos aren't that old. I don't believe they're that old. Facebook has a what in tarnation? Yeah, Facebook does have a Jeff. I don't know if you heard it or not, but if we're still going at 9 o'clock, we're going to experiment and see if we can both be live at the same time. If not, I'm going to drop the YouTube because we're on Facebook. So anybody that wants to watch this, come to Facebook. If you guys want to hang out with Blaze and Jeff while they watch Terrifier 2, go to YouTube.
Dude,
If
I
we
thought
can't
that
be
one-
live at the same time.
That Terrifier 2 was stupid. But yet the third one now seems to be blowing it up in the movies. I mean,
Chris Jericho's in it.
they just, I mean, it was, for me, those movies, like, I mean, they went too cartoonish with the gore.
Okay, so we're going to get back on subject here in a second. I am very old school when it comes to horror movies.
Cheers.
I like the psychological part of it. I like the jump scares. Sometimes some of the Jason, like, in Friday the 13th, when he zipped that girl up in the sleeping bag and killed her on the, like, beat her to death on the, but some horror movies today, Terrifier, Saw to a certain degree, Hostel. There's a lot of movies out there that just want to go to the extreme with the gore, and I'm not a big fan of over the top gore for no reason other than to be shocking. You know what I mean?
Like the second and third Cabin Fever, stuff like that. I mean, you took a good movie and went.
Yeah, it takes away from the horror aspect, and it's just a gore fest. And I don't have a problem with gory. That's not what I'm looking. So, like, I don't know if you've seen it or not. The Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh God, I watched bits and pieces of it. It's like
the first one, it was cool concept. Way too gory. The second one, because the first one did so well, they had more money. The second one, more of a story, not necessarily as gory. Had a couple scenes that were a little over the top, but it was more of a storytelling, and they set it up perfect for a 3. Dude, they, like, the second Winnie the Pooh was way better. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, actual horror movie, not the kids' cartoon. Way better than the first one. The first one was just like, hey, we're gonna do this because we can. We're gonna add shock value. This one was more of a movie, more of a storyline, more of a backstory, more of a build-up. Kind of slow, not gonna lie, but set it up perfect for part 3, which the director and the writer already said they're doing. So
I guess that apparently that's what's going on with Terrifier, but
yeah.
Anywho,
but yeah, like I said, I'm more of the psychological jump scares, old school slashers where they'll chop a head off and you're going to see a head roll down by the lake, but it's not going to show like 400 gallons of blood shooting out of a body, and they're not going to hang somebody upside down and strip all their clothes off and cut them in half from the vagina down. Terrifier, I'm talking to you.
That was actually pretty badass. I did like that. That was original right there. I did like that.
It was
for more than the obvious reason.
Yeah, let's calm down, Jeff. Yes, they are, because again, another parallel universe of A Shot of Nonsense. We could go down this road of horror movies and what Chaka just said, because they're all reaching their 100-year birthday, and that copyright goes away. And once that copyright goes away, people can do whatever they want with the likenesses and the stories. So, anywho,
all I got to say.
Disney, in the words of Steve, you're fucked, motherfuckers.
This is dog shit.
This is dog shit. Well, odds are 5-1, not in Disney's favor.
Dude, I like that part. Keep going. Let's go back to it.
It was not expected, said Jeff. I was going to tell Jeff to shut his mouth. Oh, shit. Ed was here, then he left. I was going to tell Jeff to shut his mouth because for obvious reasons, Jeff liked that too. But it's definitely not expected. We've never seen that before. Anywho, what I was getting ready to say before we got sidetracked. Welcome to the combination of another shot and
Oh,
and
geez,
the Nonsensical Network, where we are.
And this is
both
everybody
just
sober. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So, ADHD, man, is a sumbitch.
It's time to put that squirrel out of his misery.
Yeah. So, you've talked quite a bit about, things at your house just personally. How old is your place? I know it's an older house, but just out of curiosity.
Okay, so I've gotten two different things. I've heard the 20s and I've heard the 30s is when it was built. So it's either at 100 or it's close to 100.
You should be able to do like some kind of public record search and
we just haven't done it, honestly. I mean, we could probably
just go to Zillow and put your address in on Zillow. It'll tell you.
Oh. But I mean, it would make sense. Like if somebody was truly happy here, I mean, for it to be, it doesn't matter whether it's 190, 80. The chances of somebody dying in the house are pretty good. There could be something, and you don't have to die in a place. And I say this part because it's going to set up my next story. My next, not story, but experience. And you don't have to be, to die in a place. If it's some place that is like very relevant in your life, that holds a big part of your life, then, I mean, it's been known to, spirits have been known to, dwell there. They're attached to it. So that energy is in that house or in that building or, wherever. So I say that because
sounds like a lot of work to haunt a place, says Jeff. But Jeff's also highly allergic to work, so
he breaks out in hives, starts to itch.
He might already be broken out in hives. We said work. Oh, said it again. Sorry, Jeff. Anyways,
OB. No. So this one happened out here, not in the house. And this is what gets really, I told you, you've met my other friend, Kurt. Remember him? My old business partner.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty Kurt. Me and Kurt were out here in the garage one night, and Connor actually saw this. He was here for it. So we were joking around one night, and everybody likes the little bottle of Jameson that I have back here on my bar. Now that bottle never gets opened because, both me and Kurt, there used to be three of us. And before I moved back to Tennessee this third time, we were, we were all real close friends. Me and Spike always hung out. Him and, Kurt, we never found an opportunity for all of us to hang out, but, still. Oh no, it's a fun collab. It only gets better.
Cam always late to the party. This is it's a newish adventure. We'll see where it goes. This is when Bill and I get a wild burr up our ass and decide to do a show together.
So Spike ended up, ODing right before I moved back up here. He ran into a bad part in his life and he ended up. So, me and Kurt got together, we thought about it and, we got this little bottle of Jameson back here but we always talked about Spike. We always kept saying Spike needed to be here. Spike needed to be here. So the one night I was joking around because it was starting to get weird. Like the door, believe it or not, has opened on its own. We'd come in, dude, I thought that shot glass was, I don't remember getting the shot glass out. And so the one night we were joking around. Of course, there was some drink involved. And we actually had one of these little shot glasses sitting here. And while me and Kurt were talking, to make it really weird, the one night, we had, now these saw blades and stuff are from the old wood, the guy that lived here before me, he's a woodworker, but they're all tucked up inside the ceiling, the drywall, because the drywall is not finished. You've been in my garage. So they're tucked. We came in one night and both blades were on the couch.
Oh wow.
Just some weird stuff. So the one night we were joking around, we were having a few drinks, and while me and Kurt were sitting at the bar talking, the shot glass kind of did one of these, and just kind of, it wasn't a big, across the bar, but it went from point A to point B, and it was kind of like both of us saw it kind of out of the corner of our eye. So Connor looked up, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be funny. I'm like, Spike, if you're in here, buddy, do that again. Now, there's always the whole, if there's like liquid in between the two, that could cause, a little bit, what is it, the surface to liquid movement?
Yeah.
That wasn't there. We dried it, there was nothing on the bar. So me and Kurt start, Kurt gets a little uppity about it. He goes, dude, you shouldn't really do that, blah, blah, blah. And as we're talking, Connor goes, oh, and we look over just in time to see it again move. So yeah, I've had multiple weird experiences. Spike might be here. He honestly might be. Of course, ever since me and Kurt quit talking, I haven't had anything really happen out here, but now everything's starting to happen inside. And like I said, the footsteps, that was definitely something that really kind of, that made the geese fly. That was creepy.
Got them geese flying. Got the geese a flying, baby. I think one of the things that's always stuck out for me, personally, from a young age, like I said, from a very young age, happened right here in Newark, actually. When I was younger, I don't think I was much older than my son. I might have been younger than my son I was definitely younger than my son. Yeah, I was definitely younger than my son at this point. We lived my mom was renting a house here in town. Shit, I might have been 7, 8. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it might have been like 7 or 8, something like that. Maybe a little bit younger. No, I was definitely around like 6, 7, 8 years old, something like that. But we had a house here in town that mom was renting, and it was an older house, super old house. But we always had weird shit. You always heard things. You always felt like you just kind of chalked it up. Being a kid, you're like, oh my god, and especially like me growing up on horror movies. I love horror movies. I've been watching them my whole life. And mom say, oh, it's just your imagination, whatever. But we had, when you walked into the front door of this house, I can't believe that I still 100% vividly remember the layout of this house. This is so wild to me, especially with the way my memory is. But I could tell you every room in this house to a T. To the point where I could tell you every room, and you could walk in there today and be like, Jesus Christ, he's 100% right. You walked in the door. The front door was a big double door with the glass and everything like that. And then to the right was the stairwell, and then you had the banister right up above us, like you could see from the doorway. And then if you walk straight ahead, there was the living room. Off to the right was, I guess, like a great room or a whatever. It was like kind of like, I guess nowadays they would call it a family room, but it had an actual room name back in the day when this house was built. And then you had the dining room, which was just off of the kitchen. Basement went down off of the kitchen. There was another bathroom back there. You went upstairs. The bedrooms were all upstairs. There was 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, and then the bathroom was at the end of the hallway. And the bathroom, the one thing that I always loved about this bathroom, even as a kid, and it's something I still want to this day, where they had the old iron claw bathtub that sat in the middle of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then on either side of the bathroom was like these cubbies, like little closets type storage areas. Anywho, but I vividly remember, seeing the full blown image of a woman and period clothes multiple times, coming down the stairs or walking through the hallway into the great room, into the living room, whatever. But one of the things that really kind of fucked me up outside of everything else was seeing a man one time coming out of my bedroom. You wake up in the middle of the night, you're kind of groggy, whatever, you got to take a piss in the middle of the night. And coming out of my bedroom and looking over towards the banister, seeing an actual guy there, kind of freaking out, going, why the hell is, like, is his mom's boyfriend? Like, and then all of a sudden him just flip over the banister. And then there was nothing. I know I sound crazy telling this story, and it is what it is. I seen it. I know what I seen. Which won't be wide awake, at the end of the day. And then as I got older, and for whatever reason, this house has always stuck with me. Like I said, to this day, I can still describe this house to a T. It's always stuck with me. Years down the road, I did research. I just looked this house up for whatever reason, and newspaper clippings and articles and stuff like that. Come to find out that way back when, there was a man who lived there who hung himself, and he hung himself off that railing. So that kind of. And then there was other things that happened, like you would hear stuff from the bathroom and voices. But I think the links aren't working. Try to go to our channel and see if it works, Carol. I think one of the craziest things that ever happened, and I talked about this one time when we were living there, a couple crackheads broke in, and we had the old like storm cellar doors on the outside, you know what I mean? And they came through those doors, and we could hear them down in the basement. And of course, everybody, my cousin was there, and her boyfriend was there, and my mom and his boyfriend, and they called the cops or whatever. When the cops get there, these two guys were cowering in the basement, like they were straight up 100% legit terrified, but they would never say why. That house is stuck with me to this day, almost getting close to 40 some odd years later. That house is stuck with me. I will never forget that house. Even today, if I drive by that house, and it's not that I'm afraid of the house, because I was never afraid or scared in that house. But as you say, the geese start to fly, but it's not a fear thing. It's just like
that uneasiness.
I don't know what it is about that house that still resonates with me so much to this day, and still has such a hold on me to this day. From being a child to now being a grown ass fucking adult, that house still has some kind of hold on me. I would love to buy it. I'll be 100% honest with you. I would love to buy it.
I just sent you 3 pictures. I don't know if you can download them on here while we're live, but 2 of them that have the red circles are from Gettysburg. And the other one is from the other night where me and Steve did our famous walk.
They all look like the same window.
The first 2 are, I zoomed in on everything, so they're all going to look like the same window.
I got 3 pictures that are... Oh, I guess that window is a little bit different. Why are you taking pictures of windows?
Of course, bear in mind, they're all old buildings. They're probably built around the same time, so that's just the way those windows worked out.
Okay. Please continue.
And what's funny about what's funny about the one from Gettysburg, that's the one that everybody has seen. And even Sarah was very skeptical because we had done one of the ghost walks, and that was taken at the Jenny Wade house. So what I ended up doing was I followed their advice, and they said you always take 3 pictures. And at the time, the phone I had, I could do shutter, so all I had to do was hit the button and hold it, and it would snap pictures and give me a pic count. And the next day, we were at a diner, and me and Sarah were going over the pictures and everything and kind of looking at it. And I showed the waitress. So I started off with, the ones that weren't showing anything. I said, here, there's 3 pictures here. Look through them and tell me if you see anything. So she scrolled through, got to that 3rd one. She immediately, like the color drained. She set it down and went, nope, 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 nope. I live here. I don't want to see stuff like that. And it freaked her out. And the picture from McConnell's Mills, there's something there, but I don't think it was. I don't know. That one could be a little easier explained, but there are 2 pictures. It looks like there's a face in the one window, and of course, we all know McConnell's Mills is supposed to be haunted by the mill worker. So, I mean, the fact that I've actually got photographic it. Now, granted, not everybody has seen it. But I will say this much. Most of the people that I've shown these pictures to has seen them. So, I don't know. To me, like I said, though, I am a believer. And we went out there that night to specifically, actually, we went out there to debunk it, and like I said before, we left with more questions than we had answers. And we've actually got the audio, and
so I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I think this is the power of suggestion. At first, I didn't see anything. So there's one, and this one's a little bit zoomed in. So
see, I can still see the face. Now, if I could actually use my mouse, I could point out, and I even circled it. Right there, you can see a face looking out between. See the piece of the window right there. If you look, you can see 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth right there.
It's Donald
It's
Trump.
the only picture that's got anything like that on it.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I'm not being a skeptic guy or anything like that. Here's the thing. This is the fun thing about the power of suggestion and whatnot. When I first looked at him and I was looking, why did he send me a picture of a window? And I'm looking, and it took me a hot minute. And now, I got it up on the bigger screen, and I'm looking at it, and I'm hearing you talk about it, and then okay, I can see it. But is it my eyes playing trick on me because my mind said, yeah, there is. But here's the thing, and I've always thought this with these types of pictures. So it's not just you; it's just in general. My thought with these pictures. These are old buildings. It's kind of the same concept of. Listen to me. Hear me out. I'm going to look at the clouds and tell me what you see. Right. So it could be an accumulation of dust. It can be dirt. It could be the flash. It could be. But I'm telling you, I see it 100%. I absolutely do see the face, and you guys can't see my arrow. I'm sitting here rolling. I'm hovering over it. It's there. But the more we talk about it,
and I'll be honest, the picture on the screen doesn't even do it as good justice. It took me a second to see it myself, and then I'm like, oh wait, there it is.
So I'm not saying it's not, but I'm not saying it is, because I can it looks like somebody looking out the window going.
That is supposed to
You
be
know.
the ghost of Jenny Wade, though.
Okay. And this is at Gettysburg, or is this at the mill?
That's in Gettysburg. The other picture, the picture before that with the red circle was, you can actually see if you look at it, somewhat of a full out.
Okay.
You know, now this one is a little bit harder. I wasn't able to show it, but if you go one, well, yeah,
So
that one.
where's
See,
this
you
one
can kind of see. I can still see the face, but I've looked at this thing a million times, and then you can see somewhat of the outline going down right there. That line is right down the middle, the actual window itself. You can kind of see the outline a little bit. Again,
yeah. So is this
not
this
everybody will see
Gettysburg
it.
as well? The two red circled ones are Gettysburg.
That's Gettysburg. That is Jenny
Okay,
Wade.
Okay, and then this is. Now I gotta be 100% honest.
That's McConnell's Mill.
I don't see anything at all here. This is just me. And I'm looking.
That particular one is interesting for me because, I mean, I can see it, but I had to zoom in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I zoom in, I don't know if I've seen it enough times. Like, I mean, I can see the nose, the mouth, and the eyes of somebody looking out that top window. Let me see. Be the second one down right below where it looks like there's something. But I'm noticing, like, even looking.
Hey, Bill, can you send your folks the actual link that I sent you? They're trying to log in.
I'll just send it to their messenger.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious about the basement story that old sweet ass mustache McGillicuddy was gonna. That is a sick mustache, man. Yeah, then he got you. You don't.
So
even have
I just sent them the link. I sent it to Sonny in his messenger. Let's see if that allows him to pop on.
Turn your volume up on your phone, and that might help you hear us as well. That way, you don't have to have the TV on.
That one. I mean,
yeah, like I said, I maybe if you send me now, I have the picture. I'll zoom in and I'll look a little bit.
Yeah, let me see if this helps out. This
goes back to saying our mind playing tricks on us. You know what I mean? We want to see something. We want to find something. We want to have some kind of evidence. And this is what kind of sets me apart. Okay. And this is what kind of sets me apart from some other believers. And I think Blaze and Jeff and maybe even Steve can appreciate this. Yes, I am a believer.
The Jenny Wade one is a much better picture.
Yeah, I think I really do feel, and I really do believe that the supernatural exists. I believe that the paranormal is real. I believe that there is a such thing as ghosts, but there's also a part of me that is very skeptical as well. And there's a part of me because so many, and I think this is where it comes from. So many people have gotten rich off of the whole ghost phenomenon, and they're a bunch of frauds. To which, and I can draw a comparison here. It's the same thing with men's mental health. So many people are using it as a click on me, watch me, give me likes, give me follows, da 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 da. The people that are actually going through it don't want to talk about it. It's the same thing with being a believer of the paranormal. Like I don't want to necessarily come on here and tell you guys what I've seen, what I've heard, what's happened to me personally without any actual proof, because then I sound like a fucking crazy person. But
so on a side note, I just personally sent them both on Messenger and clicked on it, and through my phone, it was allowing me to go to StreamYard. So maybe we'll just have to go that way with it and see if that works out a little better for them. But I see what they're talking about with the delay too. By the way, there's
a delay because they were
decent
listening to us. They were listening to us in the background.
But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm a believer.
I
can legit say I've got,
I can see it now, but again, mind playing tricks on me, or like what I'm saying. Like I want to go there personally. But I see it.
I'd be game to go again.
I see what
I
you're
had to
saying
zoom in
now.
this time. You really see, and that picture to me has never changed. I see the same exact thing every time now.
Yeah,
so,
I had to.
Again,
even the picture, even the Zoom picture you sent me, I had to zoom. But again, it's am I really seeing it, or am I seeing it now because we've spent so much time talking about it? I would love to go there. I would love to personally go there. You said that's at the mill. I've been to Gettysburg. Bro. And I'll say this, as far as Gettysburg goes, for me, Gettysburg is very loud.
Loud?
Loud. Being a, I don't want to say clairvoyant, but
clairvoyant. I see what you mean.
Being sensitive to it is very loud there. It is deafening loud. And there's not a doubt in my mind that every square inch of that place is fucking haunted by something. Because just look at history itself at the end of the day. That's what I was saying earlier. I cannot remember the name of that little village. I cannot remember the name of that little village that Erin's just opened her new bookstore in, but that place is very loud. That place is sobering loud.
What? Valant?
Is that where her bookstore is now?
Yeah, it's over there in Valant. It's not too far off from here.
No, it's not. Yeah, we went out there. That place is, like I said, sobering loud. Like it's ridiculous. Like I want to go back
saying that
and be able to focus. Still trying to connect. I don't know. Nobody's ever had issues before. I blame Another Shot Podcast. Come on, Media King. Fix it.
Well, I mean, I even clicked on it when I sent it to their message, and I mean, it's showing it's working. I don't know what to say.
Do you guys have a laptop or a computer?
I click on it. Yeah, boom. See, it says entering studio. You can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it. If you guys have a laptop or a computer,
to use StreamYard on this device, visit the page in the Chrome mobile browser. Click here if you already have it.
Sometimes Facebook is dumb. Facebook is really dumb when it comes. One of the things, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago. One of the things that really kind of was crazy for us. Shortly after our oldest daughter was born, I kept seeing a little girl originally out of the corner of my eye. And she was always between the living room and Austin's bedroom. No matter, and what was crazy to me was when I first started seeing it, I was like, it's just like first time dad, being paranoid, blah, 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 whatever. But then we moved, and I still seen it. And I still kind of blew it off. But then we moved again. And it was like, okay, something's definitely going on here. And it got to the point where I could actually look and see her before she would be gone. But this little girl, a little blonde haired girl, little white dress, like I could describe her to a T. Little blonde haired girl, little white dress, little blue trim, light blue trim. But she was always between us, wherever we were, and where Austin was. And then the same thing when Buggy was born, our middle daughter. And then even a little bit. And then she disappeared for a long while. And then for the first couple of years Cash was around, she showed back up. And I just got to a point where I was just used to it. You know what I mean? And just kind of used to it, blow it off, whatever. But we had it again here in Nurk. My ex-wife and I had a house, and Buggy was a baby. Austin was around four-ish, five-ish, something like that. Buggy was somewhere around newborn to a year old. We were sitting in the living room one night, and in our house, she walked in the front door. There was a living room. There was the dining room / family room, whatever. And then the stairs. But from the living room through that little doorway where our stairs or where our chairs sat, you could see the stairs. And I was sitting in one chair. She was in one chair. She was in the other chair. And then we had a couple friends over. We were watching a movie or something, whatever. And I seen her, and I just kind of, yeah, okay. I just chalked her up as a guardian angel, quote unquote guardian angel, watching over the girls, whatever. But then I happened to look over at my ex-wife, and she had this look on her fucking face. And I was like, first thing out of my mouth was, did you see the little blonde girl? And she's like, I'm not crazy. And I said, nah, she's been with us since Austin was born. Then we got to talking about it and whatnot. And she started seeing her more and more and more and whatnot. But it was every time we moved, even when we went all the way down to Charleston, those first couple months in Charleston, I would see her. And it wasn't until a few years later that she was going through old family pictures. I think there was a death in the family or something. And I think it was her great or great great grandmother. Turns out she found this picture, and it was the little fucking girl. That in the same dress, same little blonde curls, like to a fucking T in this picture that we had seen since the first time Austin was born, which was wild. And the fact that she just stayed with us no matter where we went, even moving 1,200 miles away or whatever, moving however many, 800 miles away, all the way down to Charleston, she was with us. And she was always between the girls' bedroom when they were in bed at night and where we were after the girls went to bed. And you could see her. It's absolutely wild. But then it made sense. You see the picture and you're like, huh, chalk it up to, guardian angel type deal. Wildest thing was when we first moved to Charleston, and our first apartment we had was the old black man that I've seen a couple of times, and I seen him full 100% apparition, and I was just like, no explanation behind this. It's just there he is. Just, hey, what's going on? And he like I would like the first time I seen him, it was kind of a double think, and he was gone. And then the second time I seen him, it was like I seen him, I looked dead at him, and a little smirk, and then he was gone. And I never seen him again. Yeah, try our page. Let's see if that helps. Try the YouTube channel. Facebook is sometimes weird. That was kind of wild.
I've got nothing on it. Like I said, I know this much. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff happening. Like when I was working at the state prison down in Tennessee, and I mean, all the buildings at Site 1 were brand new. Like we were the first officers over. There wasn't even inmates over there, and yet there was all these weird. We still heard the weird noises. We've had toilets. Remember these guys had to push a button to flush the toilet. So for a toilet just to flush on its own, we've had electronic doors open on their own. I mean, bear in mind that again, some of this stuff is just kind of electrical difficult, but I mean, you got to bear in mind too, like the prison system I worked for. I mean, it had a pretty good history.
Well, yeah, I mean, also, another thing we talked about, like, you could have a brand new house, and all of a sudden you start experiencing things, like you just said with the prison down there. What about the land? What about the property? What's the history with the land and the property down there, or anywhere for that matter? I mean, look at the goddamn Poltergeist movie at the end of the day. Yeah, I built a fucking subdivision on a goddamn Indian burial ground.
Imperial ground.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes I don't have a creepy preacher coming over and knocking on my door. I don't know. Like I said, there's still too much of it out there. I mean, it's
no play makes Bill a dull
no
boy.
play. That kind of stood up to me because, like I said, brand new building, brand new. So, I mean, again, kind of felt bad because, I mean, I was ready to go off on Connor that morning. I thought for certain, I'm like, oh, he overslept his alarm. He's late for school. And I run upstairs and nothing, dude. And I'm telling you, it sounded like not somebody like running, but was trying to quickly get across the hallway. As if he was like, he was okay, shoot, I'm late. I need to get to the bathroom real quick and try and get done. And I'm like, nobody up there.
Yeah, it's just the normal sounds of like a kid. Yeah, I mean, you got teenagers. I've got teenagers. Sometimes I want to strangle them because it's just unnecessary. I'm almost kind of hoping something happens as we're live here because I am sitting in a completely dark house that we've talked about. But I'm also half expecting one of my fucking asshole kids to come home and me not hear them and walk back here and scare the hell out of me.
I can get it out. We'll test the theory. I've got witnesses right now.
I want to get one. Who do you got witnesses? Who's witnessing it?
I got a couple of friends that showed up. We might be we're either going to hang out here. We're still trying to decide, or go to the haunted oil boom.
Do your couple friends that just showed up have any stories that they would like to share?
It's a good question. You guys have any paranormal experiences? All of a sudden, the most talkative one is being awfully quiet all of a sudden.
Why so quiet?
It's my same friend show last time we did this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked if they had any. What up, Steve-O? That's what I said. Do they have any fucking stories? I knew who it was. Nobody's gonna yell at you for your God comments. Well, I might. No, I'm just
kidding. We already touched on that first thing.
I knew who showed up. That's what I said.
No, them and me right here.
Yeah.
She's actually got physical evidence on her body.
Yeah, like come and get on camera. I mean, you don't have to show your body. Nobody's asking you to show your body. You can just tell your story. Like, so we're doing tonight. You goofies.
We'll get the story at some point. She'll.
Oh yeah.
It's not camera shy. There's.
You guys
Speaking of, where's the rest of the people? I mean, I know we got Mom and Sonny trying to get on there, and they got some good stories.
Yeah, no, I talked to a few people earlier this week.
I'm really surprised Jeff didn't get on here and tell some of his ghost stories.
Jeff and Blaze are getting ready to do their show. They're in typical fashion here. Oh no, wait, they are live. Hey, look at that! I think we're both live at the same time on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, that would have been nice to know when Tweedledee and Tweedledum were here. Maybe it's working. I don't know. My YouTube.
No, I'm gonna have to go and check this out.
So, well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I mean,
yeah, there it is.
Yeah, if Bill, we're both live at the same time. Oh wait, that's you guys's. That's your guys' feed. I want my feed.
Nonsense and chill. And then here's a shot of nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I can't click on any of the.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it sounds like you guys got plans. I don't want to keep you all night. Dude, I want to do this again. I want to cover other topics that we can't typically cover on our shows. I know I mentioned serial killers one time, and I think I seen your ears perk up.
Oh, dude, you really want? Yeah.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah, I do. I actually do.
I don't need to turn anything off for that, dude. I will go. I would talk for hours when it comes to.
All right. Well, let's look at the. Let's look down the road and see what we can plan and what we can schedule. And I say we do a shot of nonsense down the road and do some serial killers. We do some other. I think this will be our show where we can talk about topics that we don't talk about on our shows. This will be our show together. We talked about doing a show together. We can just talk about. Yeah, we can do. Here we go.
Here it is.
Mom put in the chat. I was staying overnight with my friend Bethy. I was sleeping on the couch. I felt someone pushing my head back into the pillow. A guy with long dark hair was yelling in my face, but I couldn't hear him. I just saw little flashes of his mouth. I saw a friend, Jimmy, standing in front of the TV saying, "I told you to leave it alone." I told Beth about it. She just got up and went to her room. She came out with some pictures. She showed me a picture of a guy with long dark hair, and he had his tongue out. And you got us on the edge of our seats, Mom.
And it?
Yeah, Mom. Well, you got to finish your story. Yeah, you can't leave us hanging. Thank you for that shout out. That it would be cool. Yeah, I told you, Bill, I'd get you on this network one way or another.
We figure it out.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be cool if we just do like little side thing. Yeah, we'll figure that out down the road. We'll have to see. We'll just have to get people. You guys got to make sure you're following the Nonsensical Network, and then if you're having issues on another shop podcast, you can slide over to our channel. Facebook sucks first and foremost with that link. I hate the Facebook link because they're like, "Do you have the blah 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 blah?" YouTube, you can typically click right on it from the chat, and bang, you're right in. You just have to have a YouTube channel, which if you're already watching this on YouTube, you already have a YouTube account, so you're good. at the end of the day.
It is what it is sometimes.
But no, I think that'd be cool. We could have our little side shows, and we could talk about things that, we could have the horror movie discussion. You and I are both old school horror junkies. We love the horror movies. We love the B and C movies and D movies, even for that matter.
Shit, we'll get Victoria back on here.
I don't think she would like me.
I don't think she likes me anymore.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to behave. Glick, you have a filter for a reason. Let's use it. We're on the edge of our seats. We're waiting for Ma to finish this story, man. Like, this is crazy cool. Yeah. The sleep paralysis, man. That's a whole nother topic I could cover. The sleep paralysis demons and night terrors. I've lived them. I actually, this is wild. I've had them pretty much my whole life until Nikki and I got together. Nikki's like my peace. Like, she puts me at ease, and nobody has ever done that before. And for those of you who know Nikki, that's wild to say, but because she is feral. I'm feral too. Gotta love her. But yeah, she's like my inner peace, my comfort person, man. Like, they talk about
your claw.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, like, people talk about Jelly and Bunny.
She's your Nancy to your Sid. Come on.
Yeah, right. She really is. Yeah, like, people talk about like Jelly Roll and Bunny and how, like, he gets anxious and everything like that, and sometimes he just, like, during an interview, he'll just reach back and touch her. That's what Nikki does for me, man. It's great because like, holy crap. For somebody who's been just a wild fucking animal his entire life, and things have just been like complete haywire, to have that chaos calm for a change is so weird. But that's what Nikki does for me, man. I still have the occasional nightmare, and that goes back to the premonition thing. So I have this same nightmare, dude, and when I wake up,
that train.
And when I wake up, it's because, like, the front door won't be locked or something like that. So I'll have that. It's a reoccurring nightmare that I have. It's wild. That's a whole nother show in itself. And then I wake up and I go lock the door, and then I can come back here and fall right back to sleep. Shit, because you're a Michigan. Hey, how about
you're a Michigan
fan?
Oh, boo.
How about you suck my Michigan fan asshole, Chris? It's not too late to cancel your show. You haven't even started yet. Canceled. Well, we're waiting. I don't know if there's a part 2 to Mama Bill's story or not, but I don't want to keep him too long. I know he's getting ready to go out to the oral boom.
Get his tongue out.
Yeah, to the oral boom.
I think she was trying to say at the very end there was, and it was him.
And it was him. It was the guy.
It was him.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
You do know that since we brought up the scary movies and stuff, that the Buffalo Bill House is here in Pennsylvania.
Yes, I do know that. I do.
That would be something to go and. Oh, here we go.
All right. Oh, this is a totally different dream. She left us hanging with the first one. Okay, the second dream. I was on a cliff above a town, being chased by wolves. Wait a minute. I think I heard this story Sunday night. Hold on a second. Did a dog bite your arm off? I had a rifle and turned around. Oh, I'm going to hell. Anyways, let me read that. Okay, second dream. I was on a cliff above a town being chased by wolves. I had a rifle and turned around just as a huge red wolf lunged at me. And I hit the wolf with the gun. Why didn't you shoot it? I again told Bethy, and she asked me to describe the area again. It was the ridge above the town she lived in Arizona, and the red wolf was Roberto, her ex-boyfriend. His spirit animal was a red wolf. There's some message she was trying to tell me. Was Robert the same guy from the first dream? No, the hell you did. You're literally 3 feet away from him, Steven. Why are you putting it in the chat? Get on the microphone. There are a lot more.
The part about she keeps bringing up her friend Bethy. Her friend Beth is very strong into her Native American heritage and background.
Okay,
so
very spiritual, very spiritual people. Yes,
yes.
I think that's another thing that really attaches me to the spirit world is my Native American ancestry. Okay. So first dream, second dream, same guy, same ex-boyfriend, and why is he coming to you in your dreams?
It's a good question.
That's pretty wild. I like it. I want to have that conversation. We got to, you got to go over there and get mom and pop set up so they can get on here and have a conversation with us, because I would like to. And where's Bethy at?
Actually, she just lives not too far. I mean, she now lives just on the other side of the park from me, but she is she doesn't like to get out all that much. So the chances of me being able to get her to come on here,
just go over and just go over. Media King. Since you're the Media King, you can just go interview her and record it, and then you can send it to me. Well, you're the Media King, so you could actually upload the interview. You don't need me to do anything. You could do it yourself because you're the Media King. I kind of want to find out. Like, I'm kind of curious to know a little bit more about this boyfriend. I'm curious to know about the dreams. The dreams are a whole nother subject outside of the paranormal and the spiritual. I mean, dreams are more spiritual, as Michael Bathurst says, woo-woos, than the paranormal. But yeah, man, that's another conversation I would love to dive into, especially if Bethy is in tune with her indigenous people side.
Well, I may have to take a walk across the park then and have a conversation with somebody.
Let's be honest. You know your fat ass is going to drive.
Don't even think about getting me started. What did we say before? Size infinity there, double D's? Come on.
Hey, I'm a fatty too. Trust me. Hey, I'm just you know what?
Again,
look, I'm a Squatch, bro. We walk everywhere we go. Don't worry about me. I'm a Sasquatch. We lumber around everywhere. You might see me in your local woods. Is that Glick or a Sasquatch? No, it's Glick.
It wouldn't be because you're a Sasquatch if I saw you in my woods. Jesus. We're trying to keep you away from Halloween. I got candy, kid.
Yeah, no, that's Jeff.
Oh.
Hey, little kid. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I know
some of that. Yeah, Sarah's real big into that.
I know just enough to be quote unquote dangerous with the astrology and palm reading and the tarot card, and I know just enough about that. Hey, like I said, this is going to be that sideshow where we just have those random conversations that we can't do on our normal shows, and we'll fit them in where we can fit them in. I like this. This is cool. It's actually really cool to get to hang out with you on the show one-on-one, man. I know we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I've had a blast so far. I don't know if it. What do you think? Did it work out as well as we hoped it would this time? I mean, I still think we were kind of all over the place a little bit, but
we were definitely all over the place. But I think this was a little bit better than last time. You know, it's like everything. It's like and I tell you this all the time. The first time, it's like having sex for the first time. In your head, it's great, but in actuality, you fumbled around like a jackass, and she wasn't happy. You're a guy. You're happy because you think you got some. For all you know, you just rubbed her in her thigh for 30 seconds and touched her vagina once, and then you're like, "Yeah, I got laid." You know? But yeah, the first time out, you just kind of get a feel for it and you see what happens, and then you move on from there and you grow from there, man. Jesus Christ. First episode of Nonsensical Nonsense was a train wreck. The first episode of Men Caring for Men, What the Fuck News, Glick's House of Music, Jeff's Garage, Blaze when he first wanted to do a show by himself, and I'm sure Monday night Chris's first show is going to be a bit of a clusterfuck, but it's all about putting it out there and finding your footing and making it happen at the end of the day. So, you know, I think this will be the first of many. I like the title, Shot of Nonsense, and we just come on here and we can have topics that we don't typically talk about on our other shows. I'm
more than game for that.
Yeah.
We may have to. I'll tell you what, though. I do ask that we kind of bounce back and forth. Like, you know, we've done it from yours now twice. You know, maybe I'll go ahead and I'll send you the link and we'll do it from mine. And that might be a little easier.
Yeah, I just got to.
And we can figure it out from there and see if your guys are having the same problem.
Yeah, I just got to teach you how to use StreamYard so you can turn on the links and all that stuff.
I've studied into this so much, and
super easy. It's super easy. I'll don't worry. I'll do a StreamYard class. I mean, you're the media king at the end of the day. I don't know why I have to teach you these things. I'm just a lowly old nobody that don't know what he's doing over here, and I gotta teach you everything.
You're like a virgin on prom night. You're just fumbling around and following the smell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a typical fucking king. You got to have everybody else around you do everything for you, knows how to do your job, and you're like, "Yep, I am the king. I am so great." You know why I'm the champ? Because I'm that goddamn good.
I think Negan said it best. You have to have, other people. Otherwise, that's just a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm the champ, because I'm that goddamn good at everything I do. I don't need anybody else. I just have other people. They don't do anything. They're just there. Yeah, absolutely. Get with Bethy. I would love to have that conversation. I would love to dive into that world. I'm not an expert by no means, but I would love to have the conversation with it. And we'll send it, and we'll send you a link. We'd be able to send you a link before the show actually starts and get you up in here and make sure everything's working properly before we actually start the show. But with that being said, I say we go ahead and wrap this show up. I mean, we had a good almost 3 hours. I got one more song here for you guys. And we'll come back and do some closing remarks, and we'll probably talk for another 25, 30 minutes because neither Bill and I know how to shut the fuck up. Let's be honest.
One Bill, is I haven't touched one beer all night. I might be a shot and a half in. That's about it.
I don't think I'm playing Call of Duty tonight. I'm gonna tell you that. Bill, I'm gonna ask you a question here, man. We can do this is Halloween, a cover of This Is Halloween, or our very good friends over at Blacktop Mojo with their song Wicked Woman, which is an amazing fucking song. And it fits right into the Halloween spirit.
You know what? The only reason I'm doing this is because our trick or treat is tomorrow. Thursday night's Halloween. You might as well go ahead and run it. This is Halloween. Let's hear the cover. I love Blacktop Mojo, but I'm always up for a good,
This is actually by another friend of ours that I cannot get on Glick's House of Music because these guys are so busy, much like Blacktop Mojo. This is Halloween from A Nightmare Before Christmas, covered by a kick-ass band called Our Last Night. Check them out and show these guys some love because these guys are fucking awesome. They do a lot of really good covers. I think they've got a few originals out there as well, but these guys are awesome. They're just so busy. I can't get them on the show. They want to come on the show, and I will have them one day. But
Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. Trick or treat, or the neighbor's gonna die of fright. It's our town, everybody's cried. I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red. I am the one hiding under your stairs. Fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song. In this town, don't be loving now, everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Round that corner, man, hiding in the trash can. Something's waiting at the fountain now. This is Halloween, red and black, slimy green. Aren't you scared? That's just fine. Say it once, say it twice. Take a chance and roll the dice. Ride with the moon in the dead of night. Everybody's crying, everybody's crying. In our town of Halloween. I am the clown with a tearaway face. Hear it a flash and come without a trace. I am the hell when you call hell's there. I am the wind blowing through your hair. I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. Tender lumplings everywhere. Life's no fun without a good scare. That's our job, but we're not mean. In our town of Halloween. In this town, don't be loving now. Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Skeleton Jack might catch you in the back and scream like a veggie, make you jump out of your skin. This is Halloween, everybody's crying. Won't you please make way for a very special guy? Our man Jack is king of the pumpkin patch. Everyone hail to the pumpkin king now. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home, everybody hail to the pumpkin song.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for checking out our latest cover. We really hope you liked it. We're posting videos every single month, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep checking in. We love you guys. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you soon.
Our Last Night right there with their cover of This is Halloween, this is Halloween. They've got a lot of really
kicks
cool
in,
music.
it's like, it hits hard. I love it.
They got a lot of really cool kick-ass music. They did a cover of Morgan Wallen's Last Night. Bill, if you haven't listened to it yet, go check it out, dude. You'll actually you could actually put that into your music repertoire and it'll get people on the floor because they're like a punk rock band and they punk rock the Morgan Wallen Last Night song, which is like a slow song, love song, whatever, breakup song. Those guys are awesome. Super cool guys. I've actually talked to them a few times online. Really cool guys. They're just so busy. I haven't been able to lock them in for an interview, but we're working on it. Same with Blacktop Mojo. I've had Matt on here before, but trying to get them on the music show. They're just so goddamn busy. And shout out to our boys at Blacktop Mojo. They're going to be over in Scotland, Ireland, the UK, and everything like that next year. They got a whole tour over there. So shout out to them, man. They're doing big things. But
what do you think of that collab idea I sent you?
Do you want my honest opinion on air, or do you want to wait until we're off air? It's not bad. It's just it's not bad. It's not bad.
I could see where you're going with that. I got the reply. I was just kind of
yeah. It's not bad. It's literally just it's just I've been there and I've done that before and I know how it'll go. It would be cool, but it would just be chaos. If you could get two of them on at a time, that would be good. But to run the gambit, it would be a lot. It would be a lot, and it would turn into a complete shit show, real fast.
I was no surprised not surprised that one of the participants I was wanting to bring in, both of us have been trying to associate.
Yeah,
with.
You messaged me.
I mean,
yeah, you messaged me about that person, and you were like, "Hey, man, check them out. You should totally have them on your music." Like you told me about her, and I was like, "Yeah," and the conversations are there. They're just dead end. You know what I mean? We're going round and round right now. So, maybe eventually we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, it's very difficult. But yeah, I think that would be a cool concept and a cool idea. But it boils down to too many people, which is what happens a lot of the times on Saturday nights. You get too many chickens in the hen house at one time, and it gets a little crazy.
2's company, 3's a crowd.
Yes. So
gotcha.
and that goes back to why I do my interviews solo, because you want to have that one-on-one conversation without outside interference. You know what I mean? So right. Yeah, great idea, and it's something that I'm playing with for the 1-year anniversary of Glick's House of Music. And I think if it goes off the way I think it that I want to plan it, it'll be amazing. But it's going to be a revolving door. You know what I mean? With 2, maybe 3 at most people, and then have them on for 15, 20 minutes and then revolve them out with the next. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's what it boils down to is too many chickens in the hen house at once, and it creates chaos. But a hell of an idea, and it's something I'm playing with right now as we're getting closer and closer to the 1-year anniversary of Glick's House of Music. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it happen.
1 year on anything.
We're coming up on we'll be 4 years since we started Nonsensical Nonsense in April. The network is we're a few months away from a year for the quote unquote network. Were we? I'd have to go back and look and see when I announced it. But yeah, time flies, bro. Time flies, man. It really does. And you can always go back and look.
I mean, there are a lot of headaches, and I still, even for this one, damn, last time I was unprepared. Am I prepared? And I mean, each one it's a new challenge, and then that's one of the reasons why I do like the liquid courage. It kind of helps, calm things a little bit. Yeah, not to the point where I'm passed out on the couch.
Yeah, and that's the other thing,
which has happened.
And this happens a lot on the network. Just so you guys know, if anybody who's watching that's brand new, we have a lot of conversations that should be had behind the scenes. We just do it on the show because we're open books. Also, the other thing, even as good of friends as you and I are, and when we hang out, we have a great time. We enjoy each other's company. This is honestly the first time we've been together, just the two of us, doing a show. So it's kind of that.
This is true.
Yeah, it's kind of that. Yeah, you've been on other shows. You've done stuff with the guys. And stuff like that. So we're finding our way together. We're finding that rhythm together, which it might take another episode, another show or two before we find that good rhythm between the two of us, where we flow really nice. So I wouldn't use
killers sound like a strong concept to me. I can't see how that one would go wrong.
Yeah, it's just finding that flow, man. It's finding that flow. It's kind of like Saturday nights we do the open door challenge. We never know who's going to come up, and the fact that Jeff and I are so connected and we're on the same page with a lot, when it comes to doing shows and stuff together, we can literally, without saying anything to each other, you get random people that come up on a Saturday night, but we can redirect with ease with one another. And even though we've been friends for, Jesus Christ, we met when we were 15. We're coming up on 30 years fast of friends. That relationship that you have and that interaction you have in person is different than when you're doing something like this. And it took us about a year before we had that connection where we could navigate and steer and direct without saying anything to each other. And even sometimes Jeff's a little bit of a loose cannon, and I got to really rein him in. And there's some shows I'll send him a message behind the scenes like, hey, bring it back, bro. Come on, get with me. And sometimes he sends me that same message. Hey, dude, you're getting a little crazy
about it. We showed that chemistry about a year ago when you guys came over for a visit, and Sarah came over, and I literally sat down right beside you, and we just ran with it.
Yeah, you jumped right in on the show and sat down.
On your own show.
Yeah, you do have that. You shushed me and actually had me go, this motherfucker.
Did you really just shush me on my own show?
Like, I've been shushed, but I never let it faze me.
But to be fair, there might have been a little bit of alcohol involved in that one too.
Yeah, we'll go with a little bit. Well, that's our story, and we're sticking to it just a little bit.
It might have just been the alcohol talking.
No, and this is something that you and I've talked about quite a bit, about doing stuff together and collaborating together. And I think this is ideal. I think this is really cool. The fact that we just on a whim collaborated the two shows, created one show out of the two shows. And I shout out to Nikki. She's the one that came up with the name, Shot of Nonsense. It combines your guys' show title and what we are here. At the Nonsensical Network. We started with Nonsensical Nonsense. That's my baby. That is my sweet little baby that's almost 4 years old and is growing up before me and like, holy shit, this is actually a thing that I never thought would be a thing. And now it's become the network, and we have all the different shows, and we've incorporated you guys to a certain degree. And a very good friend of mine, Chris, is starting a show on Monday, and like, this is cool. This is awesome. This is, I'm having fun with it. I mean, it's exhausting. Don't get me wrong. I was talking to Blaze about it, and I'm going to bring this up on Monday. It's part of the men's mental health show. Excuse me.
You fucking nicked it 2 times now. I'm gonna go get the paper. Get the papers.
Yeah. No, I'm reaching a point where I need a break. I need like a week break where I just let the guys take the steering wheel and be like, Connor and so, you guys are on Monday. Nothing's gonna happen on Tuesday. Wednesday is Jeff and whoever. Thursday, if I'm going to take that week off when Cash isn't here, so I don't have to worry about Thursday. Fridays, I don't typically have to worry about. Saturday, I may take that night off, which is going to be hard for me to do because, again, nonsensical nonsense is my shit. Sunday, I'm going to let the guys take over. I'm just going to take a week off. I'm going to just step away and take a week and rejuvenate, recharge my batteries, and because I got a lot going on. I do a lot here on the network, and it's exhausting. I got to be honest with you. It's fucking exhausting. This I was excited for because it was new. Like when you get a toy on Christmas or on your birthday or whatever, you're excited to play with it. Yeah, like this I was excited for, but this whole week I've just been kind of here. So
Come to my
and
world.
this is something I'm gonna bring up on Monday. Men caring for men, but no, this is cool. I look forward to doing these, and it won't be an every week thing. Bill and I will discuss it and we'll work it out accordingly. And when we got a Friday or a Saturday, because that's about really honestly the only days I have available are like Friday early evening or Saturday afternoon. Outside of that, I'm cooked the rest of the week. As the kids say these days, I'm cooked. I see. I'm in touch with the new
just have
generation.
to make sure that I'm 100%. That way I can make sure I have that Friday off for when we do it.
Or if we do it on
into the fun
Saturday.
time.
Yeah, or we do it on a Saturday like afternoon and we spend an hour or two or something like that. So, and again, that comes down to your schedule, my schedule. And we might try to make this happen from time to time when I'm in PA. Slide into the garage, take over the chair, and make this happen because we do come to PA and visit from time to time. We almost thought that I was going to be doing the show tonight from the garage because we'll be in PA Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Jay, Nikki's oldest son, is coming home from Italy. So we're coming into town Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait until you see the picture I send you Sunday of Nikki. She is going to be dressed. She is going to be dressed in my finest Browns apparel on Sunday.
Oh, Lord.
We make a bet since we started dating from the first game that we got to watch together. And now I've had to pay my dues. The first bet, I had to wear a Steelers hat for a week on the show at work whenever we like, and I seen that, Jeff. I was actually going to message you guys. Yeah, we're both live. That's why I didn't drop YouTube. So and then the Steelers won last season, the first game of the season when Mika Fitzpatrick took a cheap shot on Nick Chubb and broke his kneecap.
Oh, boo.
Oh, boo! Oh, boo! Oh, boo! I bet you guys are.
My fucking leg.
You guys are still
my
crying
ass.
about the fact that Myles Garrett fucking put a permanent indentation on Mason Rudolph's head. Shut up. But so, and then after that loss, I had to wear the shirt and hat for a week's worth of shows. But Cleveland got the dub finally against Pittsburgh. And I said that when we are in PA during football season and she got lucky because we're coming home and you fuckers are playing on Monday. But nonetheless, we're going to the airport in Schittsburg to pick up her son. She's going to be in a Schittsburg airport, dressed from head to toe in Cleveland Browns gear. Then we're going to North Park Lounge for lunch, where all her friends work at. That is a Steelers bar restaurant. All her friends work at. They will see her in Browns gear, and her dad, the coup de grace, the main event. The main course is her dad has to see her on football Sunday in Cleveland Browns gear. Yes. I will gladly take my L's and wear Pittsburgh Steelers on my podcast for this experience right here, because I have nobody in my life that are that diehard Cleveland Brown fans that will judge me and look down upon me and cast judgment on me and exile me like Nikki does, being from Pennsylvania, an hour away from Schittsburg, born and raised, lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Yes, I win. I win. and I will relish. I will soak it all in.
I guess the Cleveland Steamers need to win something, don't they?
Yeah, what would
Did
you
he
gonna do?
freeze?
No.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised you didn't drop a whole bunch of F-bombs on that. Steve's gonna be so mad at me when he gets here.
I kind of want to stay live until he gets there so I can talk shit to him. What's up, bitch?
Is he even coming over? Anybody heard? Oh, good stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm so over Cleveland this year. I'm just, it is what it is. I'm not even picking them to win any games. I'm not picking Michigan. I'm not picking Michigan to win any games either. Oh, y'all want to play fucking games, do you? Oh, y'all want to play some
promised
games?
two people that we were supposed to go and visit them tonight. Steve's not coming over.
Yeah, he's probably having dreams about.
He finally just he's saying he's too out of it.
He's having dreams about. He's having dreams
Purple
about
dragons.
Chihuahuas fighting his, Chihuahuas and purple dragons fighting his arms off.
Dude, he is never, ever, ever going to tell us another dream again.
Anyhow, let's wrap this bad boy up. I almost called you Steve because Bill, shout out your guys' show. Let people know what you guys are doing and where they can find you at, brother.
So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Another Shot. Instagram, it's Another Shot 2024. YouTube, it's under the same name, Another Shot. We normally do Wednesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Wednesdays and Sundays are, we pretty much leave everything open for them. If you want to come and talk about what whatever, really, we like a good conversation. Man, challenge us, give us your opinions, and let's see which way that rolls. Thursdays are Thirsty Thursday sports night, and that's where we'll sit down. We give you stats, and we'll give you why we're giving you our picks and our predictions on who's going to win. Sunday's our weekend hangover, where we just kind of discuss, how the week went, and always a lot of alcohol, a lot of talk, a lot of laughs, and working on a few other things. I got some stuff, like you, I got some stuff in the works, trying to get a few other people on. Anybody that checked it out this Wednesday, we had Arliss pop on there, and we kind of just had an impromptu conversation with him for quite a while. And awesome guy. And I thank you again for introducing us to him. Looking forward to seeing him live and doing some more collaborations with him. And like he said, we're there's going to be some other stuff in the near future here, and I'm looking forward to doing some more collabs with you. We're wanting to branch out and try and do some more things, and I'm really looking forward to taking this, Another Shot to the next level here. My eyes might be a little bit bigger than my stomach right now, but I'm telling you, I've got a hell of an appetite. So you never know what you're going to find on our show. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you never know. No, you guys, dude, Arliss is amazing. To jump on what you said, I love that guy to death. I'm so, man. Those guys are Arliss and Dave and Mama Sandy, as I call her. They become like family so fast. They are truly amazing people. Truly gifted artists. I can't wait to do more with them. And I'm glad Arliss popped up in here the other night with you guys, and you guys got to meet him and hang out with him. I love them to death. At the end of the day, I have nothing to say other than I truly love them. The Southern Outlaws band, Mama Sandy, everybody that's affiliated with them are great people. I got to meet wives and husbands and kids when I emceed for them, and just truly amazing people, man. They're good people. But Bill is frozen up. Am I froze or is he froze? Nope, there he's unfroze.
Oh, I'm good.
And you guys, and another shot podcast. Anybody listening from our neck of the woods, anybody who's been supporting us here at the Nonsensical Network, go give these guys some love. They're still figuring things out. They're navigating through the waters. But as I've told Bill, and I'm not afraid to say it, I told Bill he's right up there, man. He's got good vision. He's got a good personality, and I have no doubt in my mind. Like I said, there you got one little minor speed bump in the way. I would love to have him here on the network. We got one little hiccup in the way, though. But this is our way to get around the hiccup, and I can still get Bill on the network.
There's always a way in the back door.
Hey. Well, backdoor brothers, if you know what I mean.
Tag team back again. Oh, sorry.
Hey, wait. And you guys know us over here at the Nonsensical Network. And if you don't know us here on the Nonsensical Network, we are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Monday through Sunday. Mondays is Men Caring for Men. It is a men's mental health podcast. It is an open forum. We dropped the link in the chat, and it is an open invitation for all men to come up, take part in the conversation, or if you got something weighing on your mind, weighing heavy on you, come up and chat. We're here for you. We're doing our small part on Mondays to erase the stigma around men's mental health. I've dealt with shit my whole life. Severe depression, severe anxiety, social anxiety, trauma, drama, all that crap. Connor, who's on there with me, he is a veteran. So he knows the struggles that are revolved around being a veteran, as well as some other issues that he has. So we're not experts by no means. We just speak on personal experience. The last few weeks, man, we've had a great panel of guys joining us. Chaka's been up there. Michael Bathurst, our boy Untrackable. He comes in and hangs out with us, and that guy has a well of knowledge. And we're looking for more guys to come up and take part on Monday nights. Tuesday nights is Glick's House of Music. I'm interviewing up and coming artists, hanging out with them, just shooting the shit, getting to know them, and having a good time. I had Adam James on last Tuesday night. That is up on all the podcasting platforms, as well as the replay on YouTube. He was awesome. This Tuesday, I have Riley Bourne coming on. I think she's going to be fun. I'm excited because I'm getting more and more female artists, and I wanted that, and I didn't know how to go about it. But I just started shooting my shot, and we've had Katrina Breon, we've had Caitlin Cole, and of course we go way back in the archive with my girl Jules. I got nothing but love for her. I love fucking Jules. she's amazing. She introduced me to Bree. She introduced me to Marley, our little bubbly badass. So we've had some amazing women on. But as a guy, and you know, you got to navigate. You got to navigate accordingly. Not that I'm a weird, creepy perv dude. I just want to. I'm a fan of their music, and I want to hang out with them. That's Jeff's department. Weird, creepy, pervy. But yeah, we got Riley Bourne coming up this Tuesday. Wednesdays is What the Fuck News. If it's in the news and it makes us say what the fuck, we're going to put our own little comical spin on it. Every other Thursday is Cash's Corner. That's myself and my son Cash. We're talking a little wrestling, a little WWE. Fridays is Nonsense and Chill, which is currently on right now. When I get done here, when I leave here, I'm going to go jump in there and give the guys hell. They're watching Terrifier 2. They're on Fridays nights. They're watching movies and hanging out and talking and doing whatever it is they do. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, if I didn't have other plans, I'd be jumping on there just to give them shit about that one.
Oh, I was already giving them shit. When you were talking, I was in their chat and I was giving them shit. And Blaze told me, he was like, "Go back to your channel, Click. You suck." So I'm gonna.
They don't want the
shit
tag team in there.
Yeah, right. The tag team champions, baby. What? Saturday nights is the main event on the network. It is nonsensical nonsense, unhinged, unapologetic. We let the inmates take over the asylum. We call it the open door challenge. We drop that link in the chat and we challenge every one of you fuckers that listen to bring your asses up with us and hang out. It's unscripted, it's just chaos. It's utter chaos. The Joker from Batman would love it. And then Sundays we wind down with Unnecessary Roughness, your kickoff to the NFL. We're making picks, predictions, talking a little shit. We do a little college football as well. And then we do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. On Sundays, you also got Jeff's Garage whenever he decides to do that show. For this week in particular, shout out for our brand new show joining us this Monday night. Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations, hosted by my boy Wally. It is all about motorsports and reptiles. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how he ties those two together. And I'm super excited to have him on the network. One of my oldest friends, my very first friend when I moved in with my dad. And I got nothing but love for this guy. And I know he's wanted to do his own show for the last couple of years. And I'm excited that I can give him the opportunity, and I'm more excited that he's going to be right here on the network with me, just like we've always been. We may not be together or hanging out every other weekend or every weekend or anything like that, but that is my dude. That cat has literally been my ride or die since day one, and I know I could call him right now if I was in some shit, and he would leave work and drop everything he was doing and be here. No questions asked. So I'm excited to have him here on the network with the new show, Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations. Sunday with the addition of Unnecessary Roughness. Jeff is doing Jeff's Garage, and they're linking it into Nonsense and Chill. So they're going to do cars and horror movies, and then they're going to roll into watching Terrifier 3. So you got a triple feature on Sunday. The network is going to be very busy on Sunday. Football, Jeff's Garage, and Terrifier 3. And then these guys will be on.
You know, you get bored watching that one. Hey, you've got the weekend hangover on another shot.
I was going to say, they'll probably be done before you guys start. But then after all that's done, yeah, you can go to the weekend hangover. And I'll be in the chat giving these guys shit.
That because I'm like invade.
Yeah, Bill's got to be giving me shit. If you're in the chat, you could be on the show. Well, Bill, there's a reason why I'm not on the show, because typically when I'm giving you guys hell in the chat, I'm laying in bed half naked. And I'm trying to do you guys a public service. However, if you want to see me half naked, check out my OnlyFans.
Oh, sure, boo. I need more than a shot on that.
But no, man, dude, I got. I'm really glad we started doing this. I'm looking forward to future episodes. I think at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we finally stopped talking about it and don't talk about it, be about it. We've talked about doing a show together. Yeah, we talked about doing a show together for a hot minute, and now we got something in the works. Yeah, it'll be sporadic here and there, but nonetheless, we got something going. So I'm excited for it, and there might be the possibility, like I said, that every once in a great while we'll do a show, and I'll be right there in the garage with them because we do come to PA and visit quite a bit.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, as long as Sarah keeps the boba.
I've had a blast.
As long as Sarah keeps the boba put away, because the last time I was in the garage, Sarah brought out them tasty ass bobas, and we were all fucking hurting on them bad boy.
The adult bobas on that. Dude, it wasn't just the bobas. Damn, the Jello shot. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
it was a whole nother show right there.
We had the Jello shots, and then Sarah got the bobas. The bobas were great, but them little sneaky bastards will fucking wreck you in a hurry. Holy crap!
Dude, we had the DJ lights up and going. We had a speaker going.
Yeah, we had the music going. We were having fun out there, but man, yeah, the Jello shots, the bobas, the I don't know, man. It was a good night. We had fun that night. We had a lot of we. You talk about a Sunday hangover.
As Steve would put it, the Lord's work was done.
Yes, the Lord's. It was an upset, as you put it. It was a major upset.
There was a major upset. Good stuff.
Now, brother, you have fun tonight. Be safe. Steve and Katrina, have a great night. We didn't see you, but we heard you. I'll try my damnedest to pop in on one of the shows. I'm just when I'm not doing a show here on the network, the last thing I want to do is another show.
I will pre-warn you. You know, remember there is an open door challenge tomorrow night, so
bring it.
There might be
bring
it.
Coming. Bring it. I say bring it.
The champ is here.
As The Rock says.
6'2" coming in.
I'm 6'9". Okay. Standing at 6'2". Standing at 6'2", weighing in at 300 plus pounds. Squatch.
Oh Jesus.
AKA the Glick. I'm a big boy, man. I tell you. I'm built different. But no, hey, much love to you, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. Have fun tonight. And like I said, tomorrow's the open door challenge. Bring your ass. You can always link up your socials anytime, even if you come in as a guest. You can link up them socials.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. You guys have fun. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you next time around. Tune in tomorrow night for Nonsensical Nonsense Open Door Challenge. Much love, fuckers. Be good or be good at it, baby.